You're listening to the Mount Pleasant Community High School Radiothon here on your Southeast Iowa information station KILJ AM and FM. What you heard just there was one of the wonderful sound clips of the Mount Pleasant High School Jazz. And throughout all this evening, you'll hear more wonderful clips of the Mount Pleasant Community High School music ensembles. But for now, we're going to switch things up and transition to Jim and Marlene DePriest, where they're talking with the KILJ crew about why they are doing a radiothon.
Radiothon for the Mount Pleasant School District Music Department, K through 12, benefiting from money raised tonight. We've been focusing on uniforms, but there are a few other projects as well. We want to remind you that there are many ways to donate during our 3 hours with you tonight. You can call in. We have students on the phones. Just dial 319-385-8728. They will answer your call and take your pledge over the phone. You can go online to GoFundMe.com, search Mount Pleasant Music Boosters Uniform Fundraiser, come out to the studios and make your gift in person, or you can mail your donations to Mount Pleasant Music Boosters, P.O. Box 826, Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Now, we'll be reminding you of that as well. We want to give a little bit of credit here in the first hour to our students on the phones. We have Tina Tran, and you guys are going to have to help me with some. Chloe Ward, Abby Perry, and Tong Foon. All right. Adult volunteers during this hour, Darcy Holcamp and Meg Rickman. So big thank you to those folks right away. To start off with, Katie, we have online already $3,905 online already.
Fantastic.
That's awesome. The other thing we want to tell everybody is we have a donor who wants to throw out a challenge. So the first $1,000 we can raise on phone-in pledges, this donor will match that.
Wow, that's super. Mm-hmm.
So let's get this party started.
Well, yeah.
It's time.
Get the phones ringing right now.
And how do they do that? You got to give the station a call,
385
8728. And
Yep.
as they say on the big time, operators are waiting to answer your call.
Standing by.
And one other thing, Teresa, you know what? This is scheduled for 6 to 9, but I'm not going home till we have the 30,000. Now,
The goal.
maybe we'll get it at 8 o'clock and we'll go home early. But no,
Or
we
we'll
won't.
just keep raising money.
Yeah, we
Come
can't
on.
go home early because we have a lot of entertainment for people, too.
We do. And we want to thank Mr. D for putting together some great music for us. We've got kids lined up, Meg Rickman. Got a whole bunch of kids in here set up to come in and interview. We've got some of the directors and instructors from the district, but I think we need to start with where it starts with.
Yeah, and by the way, the phone did ring, so maybe someone gave maybe they gave the $1,000 already. And
Yeah,
you know, who
there
knows?
we go.
So actually, we will be at $4,905 because surely somebody will match that.
Well, this is online. Now, we want people to call in. The challenge
No, I
is to
know,
call
but
in
it's
only.
I'm
so-
talking about total.
Oh, total.
So we're
Okay.
actually at 49. Well, hi guys, how are you?
Good. How
are you? How are you?
We're so excited.
I know this is kind of a fun thing, and we want it to be fun, but it is serious because we need to raise money, and every time that phone rings, and it's ringing, I hope that it is another pledge. So
No, this is the culmination of a 2-year project. This
Right.
actually started, this was supposed to be unveiled the Sunday they canceled school for the pandemic. So our concert got canceled, and we were going to reveal the new uniform, and we had to, so we've been kind of working on this for 2 years.
Well, and that reminds me, if someone has given last year, this is a new tax year. They could give again.
There you
Huh?
go. That's
I mean,
right.
We have a list of all those wonderful givers that, have given really, roughly $80,000 for the project, and so they could give again if they would. And I have talked to some people today, quite honestly, that have given and decided, with a little prodding by me, to give again.
We're just so amazed at the support that we've been given. It's just, this community just steps up every single time, and it's just amazing to us what happens.
Yeah,
it's very touching.
And it's been that way for years. This Mount Pleasant always comes through for everybody.
I've been involved in a lot of these fundraisers, and I will tell you, really, seriously, this has been the most well-received of any, college, hospital. It goes back, go ahead.
Well, I just think, part of that is, at least from my perspective, everyone has a memory of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're like me and you were in band and theater and choir and sports and doing all of these things, you understand how instrumental your teachers and especially your band and choir teachers, because you spend all day, every day with them, from 6 in the morning, 6:30 when you come in for jazz band, till 9 o'clock at night when you're done with, musical practice.
Yeah, or 5:30 tomorrow morning when you leave for a jazz contest.
Well, we're hoping. Yeah,
Oh,
that's our
yeah,
hope.
right, okay.
Yes, exactly.
Again, I want to repeat 319-385, it's 385-8728. We've had several calls already, but we haven't evidently got an extra 1,000 yet, or Meg would be running in here jumping up and down. So we need $1,000 right away so that we can double it to 2,000.
Yeah, and students are answering the phones. I mean, you guys want to talk about your students?
Oh,
a little
yeah.
bit? I
You
mean,
bet. We love talking about our kids. Nope.
Okay. No, you're right, we do.
first.
No, actually, the kids are just amazing. They go nonstop, and they are there all the time. Anytime we ask them to volunteer for something, there are hands that are just shooting up in the air, and they're just some of the nicest kids, and they are the sweetest kids, and some very, very talented people.
Well, and it's always been the case. You were talking about 5 in the morning till So we're going up to the Tall Corn Jazz Festival tomorrow. We'll leave at they'll show up if it all works out. We'll leave at 5:30, about 5:45, and then we're coming back. They've got play practice after school. And then after they've got play practice after school, they've got show choir that night. So, we have
I
something.
think we did it.
We are passing around a piece of paper. This is one phone call. Now, I don't know if you guys know who these folks are.
I'm not sure.
Let me see if I do. I don't know
Do you
either.
know who that is? We're gonna tell everybody here in just a minute. But this is one phone call, $1,000
Wow.
pledge right
That's
there.
just fantastic.
One-
Amazing.
No,
One
I don't know
couple.
them, but that's wonderful. I
right.
mean, we know them now.
We do, and we're gonna thank them publicly.
Yes, go ahead.
This is Amanda and Mike Reynolds from here in Mount Pleasant, and our phone operator circled that $1,000 donation right there, and we just really, really want to say thank you for this pledge.
Right, and we need to
Absolutely.
thank it was anonymous, right? The other one, was it?
The matching.
Yeah, the match was
Well,
anonymous.
I think I think Meg is going to get that person on the line with us at some point.
Oh,
here.
okay, all right,
So,
all right.
yeah.
So so now we can jump from 49 to 59, right?
Well, you have to do the math,
Well,
because I don't do
Meg
that.
is supposed to be doing the math, but I think we are. I think at 59:05 would be, because we started at 39 and now, it would be 59:05. Oh, and here's something else. Here's a surprise.
Oh,
It's
my
a surprise.
Come in, Debbie.
Fruit cups,
Come
yay.
in, Debbie.
I'll tell you what.
Danny and Jason,
And I told her she had to talk on the radio. And she says, I'm scared to death. But I knew her grandma or great-grandma, come here, Deb, sit down for just come on, for 1 minute. I know your husband won't talk, so, I know, you haven't, ever? Oh, yeah. I
Yes,
knew he
he's-
had.
yes, he's been
Hey,
interviewed.
yeah, they both have. So I got to know about the cups.
okay.
Okay. Well,
They are the best ever. I will tell you, they are the absolute best.
Good.
I think Mr. and Mrs. D deserve some fruit cups. This is like a band tradition for us. So,
Do you want to say how long? Probably before you were born.
well, no, I don't know how many years I did concessions.
Tez, she brings these out for all the invitationals. They'll show up at band camp, and they are to die for. And I know one particular marching band invitational. I ate so many I couldn't sleep for probably a week. I don't know.
I remember that.
Well, and I don't think that I'm talking out of turn, but when I talked to her this afternoon, it was emotional for me, too. I'm sorry. I've known her since she was a baby. And they donated another $1,000. So I just think
so nice.
it's
And fruit
super
cups?
terrific. And fruit cups. Can you believe it? I mean, thank you.
Well, we appreciate you guys, and we think this is a wonderful opportunity to raise money. And one of my 3 daughters summed it up the other day when she was telling someone, "You don't understand what Mount Pleasant Band means." She said, "It's just the cool thing, and Mr. and Mrs. D are the best." So she summed it up right there.
And you have put in hours and hours and hours of work in the concession stands and just a million different things. And we can't tell you how much we appreciate
Yes.
all you've done.
It was all fun.
And your kids are wonderful.
Cool is kind of a good word, isn't it? Cool. I love it. Yeah.
We'll take it.
It's
Hey.
okay. It's all right.
Well, I can't wait till we can take a break and have a frozen cup. I don't think I've ever had one. No.
Oh.
Yeah. Is that an old family recipe?
It's just a kind of, it started with the band concessions,
It
I
did.
guess.
It
And
did.
yeah.
All right. Hey, thank you very, very much. Whew, okay.
Wow, we're just, this is awesome already. I don't know how we're going to top it, but we're going to hang in here. And one thing too, Jim and Marlene, maybe we just really need to remind people about the real focus on the uniforms.
Right.
We talk about how great the students are, but we want them to look great because
do.
it does something for them, for their esteem when they get out on that field to compete or when they're performing for any kind of crowd.
It just brings that professionalism in, and that esprit de corps that you need,
I'll
whether
get
you're
out
on the
of it in a
marching
minute.
field or standing at a concert or whatever, and it just takes it to a new level. It
Well,
really
and
does.
so much, they're just worn out.
Well,
They're just worn out.
20 years
you
and they
know?
get a lot of wear.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you know what? I want to
Absolutely.
say something. This is the first time we've ever had a traffic jam in the radio station parking lot. I mean, this is great. So.
Well, I'm not going to
Hey,
watch.
385-8728. No, I'm going to get up so that you stay here.
Their turn.
Yes.
We'll be back.
Oh, okay.
They'll
All
be
right,
back. They'll be
okay.
We
back.
want to
So-
turn the mic over to the
all right.
next round. of
Yes.
people.
We're going to turn the mics over.
Go ahead,
and,
Katie. Here, you.
We're going to bring in, and I'm not going to call them the second team or the B squad or anything like that. I'm going to call them, you guys have the feeder programs, okay? It's on these 3 to make sure that Jim and Marlene have the students and the material they need to work with because it couldn't happen without what's happening in the middle school. So we have Colin DePriest, Adam Krager, and Laura Westfall here. And I've talked just recently both to Adam and Laura about things that are happening at the middle school, but we'll do that too. Colin, we haven't had a chance to talk to you since last year.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So
Your last name is DePriest,
Yes, it is. Yep.
so you love music too.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. I like it quite a bit.
but now you took a little detour from music for a little bit, right?
Sort of, yeah. So when I first went off to college, I did not want to do music at all, just because I felt like that's what everyone thought I was going to do. And then I ended up coming back to it because I actually did want to do it. So, I at least know that I want to do it, so that's good.
And so you have the middle school show choir and all the vocal music, right?
Correct, yep.
6th, 7th, and 8th?
Mm-hmm, yep.
Oh boy.
Bless you.
6th graders, they're a group of their own, and you guys can probably attest to that.
They love them. See, if you're a middle school teacher, you're a little bit weird. You love it.
That's
Adam?
very true.
All right. So that's vocal music. let's shift over to instrumental music. And I always have to have everybody, you guys remind me. Adam has 7th and 8th grade band.
That's correct.
Laura, you have 5th and 6th grade?
Yeah, I do 5th and 6th grade, and then I assist Jim at the high school during marching band, and I do jazz too at the high school, so I'm a little bit all over.
Well, and I think too.
They're all a little bit all over.
Well,
Aren't you? I mean,
when the call goes out, when it's time for the big event, everybody is there. It doesn't matter which, whether it's the 7th graders that are performing or if it's the, the
Old Threshers
invitational
Parade. I
or-
think I've seen all of you directing traffic and.
Everybody helps. So, Adam, let's talk with you a little bit about what's happening with, and I'm interested in 8th graders. They're looking at being freshmen next year. So what's happening with you and those kids so that they know what's going to happen when they hit high school?
That's a great question. And sometimes, I've been doing this since 2007 now. And so sometimes I go, didn't I do this once before? So I just did this a little bit. And so every year it's kind of a nice refresher. But so, we've got our concert coming up on March 3rd. That's the next 5th through 8th grade band concert. And then after that, we really start honing in on the kids going into high school, saying, okay, if you're planning to continue, which we hope all of you are, here's what you need to start expecting, okay? All right, we're going to have auditions for things coming up in April. For color guard, for show choir, for symphonic band, and all that. Jazz band, of course, too. And so we start prepping the kids and going, all right, now's the time you want to hit the pedal down. Hit the gas, get it going, put all your eggs in one basket, really start revving it up so that when you get to the marching band camp in the summer, it's not as big a step as you think it's going to be. There's always that little bit of fear, right? They're big fish in the small pond at the middle school, and they go out to high school,
Everything
and become
turns-
freshmen, right? And then it kind of flips, and so there's always a little bit of nervousness with that. So, and Colin does the same, and Laura helps too, is we really try to encourage, hey, you can do this. Think about your brothers and sisters that have come before you. Talk to the high school kids that are out there. You can be involved in band and choir and still be on the football team and still be in FFA and still do all the things you love.
And get good grades.
And get good grades.
Because they
That's-
do. They
yeah.
do get good grades. Yeah.
But it just starts with this discussion about, really start focusing on what you want to do, and also know that you have to manage your time a little bit better, And it's not that they don't do that in middle school. It's just that it becomes a different level at high school. And so we tell the kids it's all about just taking that next step, taking that leap.
Well, and I
We're
feel
there
like
to encourage.
setting that expectation, that's huge. The fundamentals start when they very first pick up the instrument. That's instrumental in the future and the success that Mr. D has in band and Mrs. DePriest has in the choir.
Well, and maybe, Laura, you could talk a little bit about the whole concept of, okay, they say that when you are in 3rd grade, you should go from learning to read to reading to learn. So at what point does that have to happen with music, where they go from learning to play to learning to really express themselves and handle any kind of music that you hand to them?
Well, it's a several-year process, but much like reading, we do follow kind of that same timeline. 5th grade is really just that learning the basics kind of time. It's right about now in 6th grade. Really, this last quarter of 6th grade is where suddenly we start to put more of the pieces together, and we start to make more of what I would say is really, really music. Like we add in louds and softs and style and all that stuff. I always feel like that last quarter of the year is like my favorite, and then I start back over with hot cross buns again.
Let's go, band.
Yes, it's that last. I'm always like, oh, I got them playing really well, and I send them off, and I'm like, oh yeah.
And Adam goes, thank you.
Yeah, hot cross buns. But I love 6th grade. That's actually, I'm 5th and 6th grade are both great, but that 6th grade year is that kind of turning point. Just starts to happen at the end of the year, I feel. And that's the most exciting thing for me to see, is those 6th graders make that turning point, and you start to see them really kind of grow
Todd,
into their
can you hear me?
instrument and their instrument into them.
Okay, thank you.
So, Colin, I want to ask you about, because you have show choir at the middle school level. I had a student in middle school show choir. You know, how do you relate to those kids? They've probably never been, especially some of the boys, haven't been on stage singing and dancing at the same time. Where do you start with those kids as 7th graders?
Well, as 7th graders, I guess the biggest thing is just convincing them to go out for it, because I think even once you're in there and there's so many more people
Okay,
around, it
Todd,
gets a
we're going to
little bit
keep you
easier
here
'cause
for
you're not doing
just
it by
a little
yourself.
bit on
You don't want to look stupid.
And we'll
Right,
put you
because
on
I
air
feel
here
like
in a little
even
bit.
I,
We'll
if
let you know
someone told me I was
exactly
going to
when
have to
we're
go
gonna get you on
dance and sing, I don't know if I would have showed up tonight for that. So I get why that's scary. But I try to just get them used to, you know, performing in front of other people. Even just like, I've got 6th grade choir first hour. Sometimes some of them come in and they'll watch them the last bit, or having them practice at different points, just to get them used to the idea of someone watching them while they're actually doing something that outgoing. So
Yeah, seeing that confidence grow is super cool too, I bet.
Yep.
Grandpa?
So I'm the official fundraiser, so I need
We need an
to tell
update.
people to call, because we haven't had any calls for the last few minutes. These are interesting interviews. I know everybody's interested in hearing this, but we need to have you call, ladies and gentlemen, 385-8728. We have had lots of pledges. We're going to give you an update after we finish with these interviews, but we're not near to 30,000 yet. So
That's our
we
goal.
need help, and the person who gave the $1,000 is on the phone, so.
The donor?
Yes, so I
Okay.
think you could talk to him and then come back to these people.
All right, so I
Okay.
need to know if Griffin's got that patched through for us.
And
Okay,
he should
Todd,
be
you're
talking
getting
to
ready to
you
go
in the
on.
headset if he,
All right.
are we getting anything?
Hello? Hello?
There you go.
Hello?
It's live radio. Do you
Okay,
have them
all right,
now?
yes,
Okay, do you
okay,
have them now?
yes,
Okay,
I
go
do
ahead.
believe we do.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, who do we have visiting with us? All right, who do we have visiting with us on the phone?
This is Todd Johnson.
And Todd, hang on. I'm speaking and then I'm speaking again.
I don't know how to fix that.
Um,
I don't know how to fix. Try again.
We might not be able to get.
Okay. Are you still there with me, Todd? Hello? Hello?
All right.
Hello?
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know.
All right,
I guess
well,
I've
I'm
never
sorry. I don't
used
know.
the
I guess
phone
I've
and the
never
Comrex at the
used
same
the phone
time.
and the Comrex
This
at
is
the
a
same
learning
time.
experience
Okay,
for
this is
all
a
of us
learning
here at
experience for
KILJ.
all of
We'll
us
figure
here
it
at
out.
KILJ. We'll
But
figure it
until
out.
then,
All right.
but until then,
All right. So Todd, tell us a little bit about why you wanted to take part in this and make this donation.
We don't want dead air. We don't want dead air.
No, we don't have that there.
We don't have dead air? Oh, okay, he's talking. Oh, okay, he's talking. Well, he can interview it. Yeah.
that's fantastic. We so appreciate.
Okay, good.
Can you hear me? Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties. I'm trying to get to where we can hear you and you can hear us. We appreciate your support here, and we got on the first call your donation match. So we really appreciate it. And we have a bunch of students waiting in the wings. So I think let's turn it back to Teresa and all the people in the lounge. Thanks for calling.
All right. Thank you, Katie. All right. So I'm still getting. Okay.
Here, let me do this.
Yeah, because I'm still getting a
Can
double
you
talk.
grab that and
Yep.
go ahead?
All right. So we're working on our technology here. So that was I don't know if you guys were here when we were talking about $1,000 challenge. For the first $1,000 phoned in, we had an anonymous donor at that point who said, first $1,000, I will match it. And we got one phone call, one couple, $1,000. And so a big thank you, first of all, to Amanda and Mike Reynolds. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Amanda and Mike. So big thank you. They phoned in that $1,000 pledge. So then we could get our anonymous donor to pledge his $1,000. So $2,000 right off the bat,
And I can give you a little bit of an update of where we are. We need to have people keep calling. Actually, we have an additional $2,175 to add, and I'll be giving you those names after. But the total is now $9,080.
All right.
So, we're running a little ahead of schedule because we need to have 10,000 an hour. But of course, the first couple hours we'll probably have more. But it's pretty nice. $9,080 is the total so far. So now back to the interview with these fine folks.
Well, I think actually we have our students that have arrived to be on the air with us. I don't think you guys are going to mind to give it over to the students, are you?
No, not at all. They know more than we do about some of this. But I would just like to say thank you for doing this, and for everybody that's listening. It's really neat atmosphere out here. We've got people coming and going, and they're bringing things and moving about, and phones are ringing, and it's kind of like being in a newsroom. And I've never had this experience, but I'm fired up just sitting here talking about it. So I hope if you're listening at home, call in. We would love your support. So thank you so much for everybody that's helping here.
I think Adam wants a job here.
Well, I was about to offer him one. As soon as our news, in about another 7 or 8 or 10 or 20 years, Teresa will want to retire. So we've got the person here ready to go. That is just, hey, the phone is ringing.
Yes, it
but
is.
We need lots of phone calls to get to the $30,000 goal. It would be good to maybe get 15 in the first hour, so that we'd only have to get 7,500 each hour thereafter. And we have, it's only 6:30. Is it only 6:30?
It's only 6:30.
Wow.
Only 6:30.
What
So you have
a
plenty of time to call us.
I mean-
385-8728.
what a kickoff it is. All right, we have some young ladies here. Go ahead, you girls, handle it.
Okay, so we're going to go around the table, and I'm going to let you guys, I have your names, but I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves. All right, so we're going to start over here. Who do we have?
Put that right up close to you.
Don't be afraid.
I'm Crystal Osorio. I'm a sophomore, and I play the clarinet
That's what I played.
in concert band, and I'm in concert choir.
All right, so, and who do we have over here?
Hi, my name is Ellie Ballard. I sing in the chamber choir, which is the high audition ensemble, and
What grade are you in?
I am a senior.
Oh,
awesome.
Okay, and who do we have here?
Hi, my name is Kelly Montgomery. I play the bass clarinet in the concert choir, and I also sing in the 9th grade choir. And I'm a freshman.
It's kind of nice to have, I'm going to put my headset on. When we get you guys in here, we're talking choir for the most part. Band, yes, but I want to hit a little bit on this fundraising aspect of the fact that you are going to get, well, I don't know about you, Ellie, but you're going to get new dresses and new tuxedos for concert band and for chamber choir.
Yeah.
This isn't just marching band. And so what do you guys do now when you perform? What do they ask you to wear?
Well, they usually ask us to dress concert attire, which usually just means formal, which is nice, but it also can work out to look a little bit weird. Yeah.
So you're standing next to somebody in pink and you're
and you're wearing orange and then it's kind of nice to have that one look, right?
Yeah.
Well, and my niece sang in the chamber singers, and they had long black dresses to wear. It was very, I think it fits the music, doesn't it, Elle?
Yeah, basically it makes the group more one. It makes everyone look very cohesive, and it kind of makes the choir more of a choir and less of a group of 30 people singing.
I get that. I totally get that. I totally get that. So, Crystal, let's talk a little bit about as far as the instrumental side of things. Now, are you in marching band?
Yeah, I'm in marching band as well.
All right, and let's just give our listeners an idea of what those uniforms are like that you have to wear.
The ones that we have now.
The current one.
Okay. Well, they're, to put it in polite words, not good. They're really old. They're always like falling apart, and you always have to like struggle to put the buttons on, and and the pants sometimes don't fit right, and the shoes are also falling apart. So everything's just old.
So when you go to contest and you watch other bands perform, I mean, what are you guys seeing, and are you comparing what you're wearing and what you're seeing on other bands?
Sometimes it's like, I want to wear that.
Yeah, definitely. That is a feeling. I remember going to this big competition, and I saw everyone with new uniforms. I kind of looked down at mine. I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
Well, and let's talk about the new uniforms then, too. Was there input from the students on the design, or how do you guys know how they came up with what the new look was going to be?
I don't know specifically how they came up with a new look, but they managed to definitely hit it in the right spot for me. I think the color combos go perfectly together rather than the clashing dark pants with the white top. And definitely the overalls are going to be way comfier than they were before.
And probably a little easier to get going out of is what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I have a question, but the weather is never perfect. It's either too cold or too hot.
Yeah.
So how do you compensate that with uniform?
Well, I remember, I think Mr. D was talking about this. They're less heavier than our other uniforms were.
Yeah.
And
so
the fabric.
then you can layer underneath them when you need to.
And the fabric for the shirt, I think, is like very lightweight and airy.
Okay. All right. That's awesome.
Yes.
So back to, I want to talk to Ella a little bit more. As far as what you guys are going to be wearing, is it going to be, do you know what that looks like? Because I've seen a picture of the marching band, but I haven't seen a picture of what concert and chamber will be wearing.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that the chamber choir dresses will remain the same, but they'll be moved to, like, we would wear them, and then concert and ninth grade choir would also wear them. And then I think they're looking for getting concert attire for the bands as well.
Right. I think they're talking tuxedos maybe for the
Yes.
guys.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's pretty spiffy.
Yes.
You know,
I heard though that they were doing away with the cummerbunds. That's old school.
Really?
So
Cummerbunds?
these new tuxes are going to be. I mean, these are going to be in style. You know, the new style. So that's when I think about these uniforms, guys, I would have been in high school wearing these uniforms that you're wearing, and now I'm married and I have children.
But that puts it in perspective.
That puts it in perspective, and that maybe my child now, when she's your age,
Yeah.
might wear these uniforms. I mean, this is a big deal.
It is.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to affect the next generations to come through our music department.
All right.
And I think it's going to be a good effect, obviously.
As far as music goes, I just want to hear from each one of you why at this point, there's a lot of other things you could be doing. You could have jobs, you could be doing other kinds of things, you could be using your free time to hang out and have hobbies. How come you want to continue in music at Mount Pleasant High School? And we can start over here.
Okay. Well, music for me has always been a way to express myself, and definitely the music program here has let me do that. And it's also opened a gateway to new friendships too, because I think I would have made less friends if I wasn't in the music program, because it definitely you are put with all these other people you've never met before, so you kind of have to get together and talk.
And you have to cooperate, and you have to pay attention to what the person next to you is doing, when you're on the football field. And so, all right. Ellie, how come you want to be, or how come you've stayed in as long as you have?
Yeah, so actually I'm not from here. I grew up in the Quad Cities. I was at Bettendorf High School for a long time, and I came here sophomore year. And just the experience of being in that music department and then coming to this one was night and day, because there's just something so special about the Mount Pleasant music program, like the DePriest and It's mostly the debris.
Yeah. They are the running force of this music program.
They're amazing.
Yes.
But it really just feels like a family. Like you are so connected to everyone. And for as big of a program as we have, that's everything.
And it is big. There's a lot of students. It's huge. I mean, we compete at a level with the bigger schools like Bettendorf, and we have enough kids. So, all right, Crystal, why do you stick with it?
It's just a lot of fun. You know, I get to like play new music and sing new music, and like I've grown musically, and like I'm just like, not to brag, but I'm first chair clarinet in concert band.
She's not bragging.
I'm not bragging. I'm just saying.
Never.
First chair is always best. It's always. Trust me. Second violin, last chair, bad. It's very bad. So.
Well, you know something? If our listeners don't call and make a pledge after listening to these young ladies, there's something wrong. 385-8728. 385-8728. We still need $21,000. We're only at 9, so we need 21 more for us to reach our goal here tonight, and we really need it. So call us.
Yes.
Well, and you know what? There's a couple of other ways, and you know what?
Yeah, right.
I will let you guys share the ways that there are besides calling the radio station. If there's a few other ways you can do it, and the girls are going to share that with you.
Yeah, you can go online to GoFundMe.com and search the Mount Pleasant Music Boosters Uniform Fundraiser, which is easy and safe and secure.
Or if you're more of an old-fashioned way, you can call the KILJ radio station, KILJ, sorry, at 319-385-8728. Mount Pleasant High School students will be answering your calls and taking your pledges over the phone, which is a lovely way.
Well, and
too.
they'll answer your questions. They'll be
pleasant people.
Very pleasant people. And there's one more way.
Or you could come in person and, you know, meet all of us. And
yeah, we would love to meet you guys.
Yeah, that's great.
Because we are having a lot of fun out here. I mean, besides these three sitting here, we'll have other students. We have the students that are on the phone lines, and we have the folks here with Ronnie Wagner's group, MPTV. Did I get that right?
With the amazing camera work.
Yes, and hats off to them as well for what they do for the school and their coverage. And I did see Mr. Schneider roaming around.
Yes, taking photos.
And I'm sure you guys have seen him at events with his camera. So he's here tonight as well.
He works magic with those.
He gets everybody in I mean, it's amazing. So, and let's see.
Before we go to our next recording, I think, isn't that next?
Well, we're going to have the DePriest back in with us to finish out this this hour.
All right, well, let's get them back. Thanks, girls.
It's no problem. Thank you for having us.
This was fun.
You make me really proud. You really do.
Thank you.
And I'm one of those old guys. I want to give some of the pledges.
All right, so while you're doing that, we'll switch out.
Yeah, we'll get them in, all right. Susan and Todd Johnson, $500. The Hearth and Home, $500. And let's see, we have Michael Knight, $50.
Oh, Mike.
John Freeland, $500, an old assistant high school principal. Mary Graber, $25. And Marilee Donnelly, $100. The people from the Vintage Raven, $50.
And these are all checks. These are actual
Yeah, those
checks.
were checks, right.
It's not just pledges. We've got the money in here.
Yeah, and this is the one that we had already, right?
Yep.
And then I gave you Hearth and Home, and Bob Griffith, $250 from
Mount Pleasant
Councilman
City
Bob.
Council member. All
He's everywhere. He's a great guy, no question. And let's see, the 1846 Log Village at Old Threshers, $100. So
And
that's nice.
Is that the
Dr. Bob called.
Bob, yeah.
Yep, and he very much is grateful for the students and all they do down at Log Village and at Old Threshers. So.
Such a fun place.
Right, so.
And Melissa and Phil Pike, yeah, from Donaldson, that's,
Melissa McWhorter.
McWhorter,
Pike,
that's
yeah.
what we know her by, sorry. $100 from
She
them.
saw us on Facebook.
She was in the color guard.
That's from our
Yeah.
Facebook,
Oh,
yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
good.
Our first year here, she was in the color guard.
So again, our update is 9,000 and what did I say, $9,080. So we still have a ways to go, over 20,000, so keep those calls coming in, ladies and gentlemen.
And
at-
I did want to let Jim and Marlene know that the middle school folks, Laura and Adam, knew our $1,000 donor there.
So they're up and coming kids, hopefully, in the music
Oh,
program.
that's great, yeah.
Hopefully, I mean,
hopeful, yeah. So
very good.
All right, so
Gregor, he could be on the radio all the time, couldn't he?
yes.
Well,
were
we
you
offered him a
listening?
job earlier, if you were listening.
Hey, he had Paul's job there for a minute. We're excited. We're out. We want you to give.
Well, you know, we've had some good announcers over the years, and of course, one is Cal Litwiller, and the other is Adam. Adam's he's great.
How many volunteers, I mean, honestly, how many people do you think have helped you in the Mount Pleasant? I mean, you've been here for 30 years?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people?
Oh gosh,
You think it's in the thousands?
Well, not the 1,000. Well,
Well,
gosh, a lot of parents.
When you think about
I mean,
how many
kids,
just even the show choir invitational, how many people had to volunteer to
Right.
just help us with that during the day, setting up and watching
the
doors
marching
and
band
the food they
invitational,
brought
yeah.
in, the marching invitational, dessert theater. Doing the uniforms,
there's so
helping
much
us
that goes
do
on behind the scenes
costumes.
that people never see,
well,
you know.
And I think let's talk about behind the scenes skills. Because obviously people see the beautiful music that you guys produce and the lovely concerts, and you guys are producing high quality music. What about the other skills that students learn in music? I mean,
Well, let's take, for example, our invitational that just took place. You know, one of the things that's really important when you put on an invitational is you've got to make sure that we had 18 choirs. When that choir hits the stage, if they have a soloist, that soloist needs to be heard. I mean, the worst thing that could possibly happen is all of a sudden you've got this great kid on stage and they never were heard because the microphone never went on.
oh, that's the worst nightmare.
Oh, it's awful. And so
we know.
and the guy that usually has been able to do our sound for the last almost 20 years got caught up in that snowstorm. And so we called in some of our former students that had trained all these years, Braden Holtkamp, Lucas, Jordan Francie, you know, Lucas and Logan Lee.
Oh, yeah.
And they did a wonderful job. But honestly, we couldn't have done it without them. I mean, that's such an integral part of that show.
They would just sit there with Dan when he would help
And
them,
learn.
and just learn, and they were able to come in and just help
Wow,
us out.
that's
and do a
amazing.
fantastic
And
job.
it's pretty
but even with the
complicated.
invitational, our kids are reaching out to the other directors, and they're meeting them at the bus, and so the people skills of being a gracious host, which is what we talk about. You know, we're hosting this thing. Be that gracious host. Make sure everybody knows where to go and how to organization skills. I mean, there's just working with people, just these lifelong skills.
Well, and communication is such an important part of, you know, the job market. You know, just having the ability to communicate, and I think the kids get that.
I
in
mean,
music.
the students we just talked to, I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Very impressive. And, you know, one of the students also mentioned getting to know, you know, other kids that they had never met before,
Right.
and then getting along with them. And when you think about what happens out on the field during marching band, those kids are not acting alone.
Right.
They're in coordination with how many other kids? One misstep and everything messes up. I mean, really, you know, and I don't want to throw out a lot of sports analogies, but it's still a team
It's a team
effort.
sport.
Oh,
It's a
absolutely.
team activity.
Absolutely.
And, you know, for years, we would get the foreign exchange students. So when Cal, you know, had students coming in on Rotary or whatever, we always, you know, tried to get them in the marching band right away, you know, and we'd usually, most of them didn't play an instrument, so we'd always put them on like cymbals or something like that, you know. And
I don't know, you can mess, if you play the cymbals at the
wrong time.
just
Yes.
play with confidence.
a few times I put pillows in them, but I mean, you know, I mean, you can do that, you know, but no, we'd bring them out there because all of a sudden they just met 1/3 of the student body.
Wow.
and they're interacting, you
And
know.
they belong to something.
Yeah, yeah, and
It
same
just
thing with
gets them
show
involved
choir
right away.
or the
And
shows.
the kids are always great about grabbing them and bringing them along and saying, hey, come do this with us. And they just feel at home then. So, yeah, they're just great kids that we have.
Yeah, and you know, so that's why we like to get them out there because, again, like we said, you know, they're a part of something bigger than they are.
What
you
do
know?
they think of the uniforms, the foreign exchange?
Well, no, we don't have a foreign exchange student this year.
Not this-
We
I
do in the
do.
choir.
I do in the choir.
Yeah, and she's in the musical.
And she is in the musical.
Oh,
She's
fun.
going to be dancing for me and singing, and she's having a great time. She really is. Ida's a fantastic girl.
You know, I just also want to mention the crossover that the musical makes me think of what the kids are working on right now. You know, there's a lot of overlap.
Oh my gosh.
You know, how do they know which rehearsal they're supposed to be at and which
I don't know
song
what
they're
rehearsal
supposed
to be at.
They don't. They don't.
So for tomorrow, for an example, and then we're going to go to Tallcorn. We're going to come back. We have musical practice, and then right after musical practice, we have show choir practice that goes till 9. And what people don't know is after the kids do that all day long, they'll go home and they'll
do
stay
homework.
up till 1 o'clock in the morning doing their homework, and then they'll get up and do it all over again. They work way harder than I ever did when I was in school.
Oh, me too.
But, you
You
know,
know?
I told you the other day about Katie's dad, because he was in football and band too.
Mm-hmm.
It was before you here. But he was busy from 7:30 in the morning till 9:30 at night. No time to get in trouble. No, really. I mean,
That's true.
I
And
think...
We have parents all the time that say that they're with us much more than they are with them. So
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. The calls are still coming in, and it's wonderful. And at 7 o'clock, we're going to do an announcement of where we are so far,
Good.
because they're just the figures are changing so quickly, and it's very good. We're not unhappy at all, but we still have at least halfway to go. So
Well,
you
we
know.
need, how much do we need for that first 10,000 for this first
Oh,
hour?
no, we're fine.
Okay,
We-
good. Okay. I didn't want to get behind going into the second
And I
hour.
haven't even turned in any of my
although we're not
stash.
going to announce anything,
No,
right? Yeah,
no, we don't want to.
So
no,
don't stop calling.
No. We're looking at the whole picture.
Well, I'm
and we
sitting-
still need $30,000 by 9 o'clock.
You know, as I'm sitting out here tonight and I'm thinking about, and this is amazing, I'm thinking about raising money for the uniforms 2 uniforms ago. We did a 5-mile marchathon. I drove around town in my car and I carried a snare drum, which I couldn't do today. And we marched 5 miles around town with buckets in front. And this is way better.
I remember, but you know, I sort of, that would have been how many years ago?
That'd have been about 1993.
Oh, yeah, see, so I would have been here.
Yeah, and I remember
was-
we marched all
It
over
was 1 year old.
And then what
Oh,
did
fine.
you do the last time? How did we raise the money
So
the
let's
last
see.
time?
Last night we had a number of grants. I'm trying to think
Okay.
what we did for. We had some pretty big fundraisers, but I don't.
Okay.
I don't remember
all
anything
right.
special.
The marchathon I remember because I was
I
exhausted.
do. I kind of
But
remember. I remember the buckets.
The buckets and the
For some
marchathon.
reason.
I
Yeah.
didn't mind it so much because I think I just had a kid or something, and so I rode in the car, which I had the kid, so I just followed them to make sure.
But you know, we're turning a big corner this time because, first of all, the chamber choir, who we're putting in tuxedos and dresses, has always, been in formal wear.
Formal.
But these outfits they've been around for a long time,
Yeah.
and we are due for new formal wear. The symphonic band, our top audition group, has never been in concert dress. And if you go to All-State now and or honor bands, you'll notice they don't wear their band uniforms anymore for that. That's always tuxedo and dresses. So we're kind of moving into that realm. And then this is a big turn with these uniforms because when I came to Mount Pleasant, the uniforms were cream. The uniforms that we purchased in 93, they were white. The uniforms in 2003 were white. These will be black. So this is a big change, and
it's
they're
just
very modern.
much more modern than. I mean, we're finally coming into the right century.
So I had another question come to my mind because I know that the cost for students
Right.
is a big deal in lots of ways, whether it's art club and they got to buy art supplies. Now, the football team, I think they basically have to buy shoes.
Right.
But is there any, what's the cost for someone to be in the music program? Is there any, I mean,
it's-
I know that's hard to
I can speak to band. You know, one of the things we're going to do is we're going to invest in probably more shoes. We wear black shoes. We were duct taping shoes this year.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
to keep them. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And
but
there's
we
a special
subsidize.
band shoe. I
Yeah,
mean, there
right.
is a
But we
special band shoe.
subsidize that to make it affordable. But no, there's no ever a student that can't. They don't pay for the uniforms at all.
No, I know.
But there's no student that is ever
Cannot participate because
right.
of money.
So you make sure somehow they get
Right.
what
And
they
show choir
And
is
show choir, again, there is a small fee, and very small in comparison to other schools, for
Right.
sure, because of the costumes and the cost of everything. But the boosters, again, the music
Mm.
boosters just help us out so much. We could not have the
No.
level of groups that we do
Mhm.
without these music boosters and
see,
all the volunteers.
And that's
It's
yeah. Well, that's really good to hear because you hear a lot of times that my kid can't be in because it's too expensive.
No,
But
we don't
that's a
ever want
parent
that.
excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two
Yeah.
things that we don't ever want to happen is, when we're scheduling, for example, we want to make sure that kids always can participate in all the things that they want to be in. So
Mhm.
we may travel, the marching band may travel to an event, and we may be missing 9 kids
Mhm.
because they have a varsity sport that they
Mhm.
need to be at. But that's important because their team is counting on them for that. So we try to make sure that they never have to choose between the activity they love, and that's an impossible choice. And then that they never ever have to worry about how am I going to pay to do this. That's just not an issue.
Wow. I mean, that's a big deal. And thank you to the Booster Club, really.
Yes.
Because
Absolutely.
that makes a lot of difference.
They get a lot of credit for tonight.
Absolutely.
For
They do.
doing the organization
Oh,
on
my.
all of this.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
We appreciate that from the radio station standpoint. The other thing we might want to mention too is, in addition to the uniforms, a couple of other things have come up that the boosters want to try to
Sure.
do for the department, and that would be the trailer.
Yes.
And I think you mentioned a piece of equipment that you found during the invitational that needed to be replaced.
Well,
too.
So we currently have 2 trailers. We have a large trailer we take at marching band, but we've also we have a smaller trailer that we purchased at the same time as our current uniforms, because what we wanted to do is stop sending the uniforms home. They don't do as well when they go home. They stay in a trunk or
and sweaty and
and
it's
so
not good.
these uniforms are 18 years old, but they're still, if we had to wear them next year, we could because we've kept them in to the best of our ability, kept them in decent shape. But our trailer now is starting to leak. It's got some serious issues. We do use it for show choir, which means the uniforms have to come off. So what our hope is to purchase a trailer. Those uniforms then stay on that trailer all the time. They're secure. Things can't get into a trailer like that. So
A mobile closet.
amen.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And
There
then
you
that
go.
other trailer will become the show choir trailer. Yeah. And we'll use it during marching band, so we don't have to use the school's trailer anymore.
So what they're telling us is we certainly do not have to stop at 30,000.
No, we do not.
I mean, and when we only have these fundraisers, once every 20 years, okay, we have the updated first hour total.
This is exciting.
Where's the drum?
Where's my drum
We
roll?
didn't bring
Hang
a
on. Hang on. Drum roll.
Yeah, there you go. We stand at $15,230.
Wow, that's
gosh.
amazing.
That is
That's
so
awesome.
incredible.
15,000.
Hello.
Here comes some awesome students.
Oh my God.
And let me run down a few of the people that are on that particular Northwest Animal Hospital, another $1,000 from them.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, what a booster they are.
And again, great booster members.
Right. And this is Tim and Kern Beatty. Tim Beatty, $3,000 from them.
Whoa.
So
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Holy cow.
Harold and Joan Holtkamp,
Of course.
$1,000 from the Holtkamps. So these are all pledges that have come in this evening. Stacy Spidell, $100. And wasn't Stacy a student?
Yes, she was.
Yep.
$400. my eyes are from Gamma Alpha. That's a sorority.
Sorority.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's very good. And from Philip and Connie Geyser from the Geysers, $100. And from Tom and Karen Windstrand, $500. So that's
All
one.
these parents of former students.
Parents of former students.
And former students.
Absolutely, and former students, yeah.
I got one more, I think. Yes, I do. $50 from Jim and Carol Holtkamp. So
nice.
the grand total
Very nice.
is
Well, and all of those, so many of those people were part of our booster club.
Absolutely.
Harold taught all our kids how to drive.
well, and so we're halfway to the grand total, but that's always the easy part, the first half.
Yeah.
It's the second half that we need to be concerned about, and we certainly want everyone listening to call 385-8728. And really, we've had lots of large donations, but I want to say something about those who think that, I can't give, everybody's giving big amounts. The $50 ones are important too.
Right.
The support, period, for the music department. If you just give $25, that means you support the music department. So, wow. Okay.
Very appreciated.
There's
So
the
cool.
update.
So
for the first
what I want to do now is, because
Okay.
we don't want to forget about
the
Jim's
music.
music that
Right.
he's
Well, it's
put
the whole
together.
department. It's the band and the choir and the middle school, and there's just a ton of stuff there.
All right. So, Griffin, if you're listening, I think we probably need to hear the high school jazz 2. If you want to do that, and then we'll be getting set up because we have our next round of guests.
Oh, you
that'll
got
be
an
joining
A-team
us.
coming in.
A-team.
A-team.
So, Griffin, if you want to go ahead and take care of that, and we'll have a little bit of music here, and then we'll be back with more with our Music Booster Radiothon, raising money for new uniforms for the Mount Pleasant department. So, Griffin, do you got it, boy? And
We pray. Okay, I'll get out of their chair and get back over where I belong,
Oh, yes.
You can stay and do as long as you want.
okay, am I supposed to be able to hear it through the headset or no? Am I supposed to be able to hear it?
What was going on with the board was,
So how do I know that you're using?
I'll just have to tell you. Which I'll do. So
Will I be able to hear you?
I don't,
You'll
because
just
the
have to
return
speak
has to be that. Because she wanted, and if I think over here, return back. So all these kinds of points.
So I said you were up and had to do Oh, for heaven's sakes.
microphone.
Yeah, probably don't say those.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay.
Are you good, Teresa? You need
Oh,
to
we
take
need
a
a
break.
break.
You need a break. You're good.
I know.
Ooh.
We're back, and great music. Again, thank you, Mr. D, for putting that together for us tonight, because that's what it's all about tonight, music and raising money for music. Jim and Marlene did talk a lot about the support from alumni, and we have 3 here. And I see Holly every once in a while, not as much as I used to. So Holly Jones is here. Katie, I have not seen you in forever, and I didn't know you and Mike had moved back to the area. So Katie Roberts-House is here as well, and Blair Buffington. Everybody
Good
a
evening.
product of Mount Pleasant High School music. This is exciting. I am so glad they were able to
That's
get you guys
right.
to come. So let's talk first a little bit about memories. All right. And Blair, let's start with you.
Because I'm the old one.
Well, maybe I should give you more time to think and let them go first so you can come up with something.
Dust off the memories.
That's right.
Blair, you did the building blocks
The
for
building,
us.
there we go.
You
That's
laid,
right.
laid
the foundation,
laid the foundation.
cornerstone.
Wouldn't have happened without you.
Yep.
So what do you remember about Mount Pleasant High School music?
Oh my goodness, I have such amazing memories from my time in high school, because so much of what I did as a high school student was centered around the music department. The shows that we did, the plays, the musicals, the marching band performances, the concert band performances, and of course the choir, which is what took me into the field that I'm doing now. And I was in the very first show choir that Mount Pleasant High School had.
Yeah, because when I was in high school, it wasn't called show choir. It was called
Swing choir.
The Maroon and Gold Singers.
And
we wore a lot of maroon and gold.
Yep. And but when that was just starting to become a thing when I was a student, and I remember Bob Anderson at that time said, "This is what we're going to do. We're going to do this," and I think just about everybody was involved. I don't remember that there were any auditions or anything like that. I think everybody was just in it, and and we did some choreography. Wasn't much compared to what you see these days, but we did some, and it was really a good time. And of course, then the all-state experiences are something that sticks with me and hangs with me, because that I feel like that going through that process as a student, as a young person, set me on a path that was really that was just and here's Katie over here, she's knocking things over.
I'm trying to do a Facebook Live.
And she but those all-state experiences put me on a path that eventually led to a career. And I learned so much from going through that long and hard process. You know, it was very difficult. Took a lot of time, a lot of effort, but there was so much personal growth and so much growth between students and with students, and so much camaraderie that happened as a result of that. And gosh, that's what made me say, I want to do this. This is what I want
to keep doing
I want
for the rest of my life.
That's exactly right. And I want to let other people have those experiences too. So, yeah.
So, Katie, your memories.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, first of all, the memories that I created in high school in the music department are some of my favorite memories that I have throughout my life thus far. It was a place where I felt comfortable and confident to grow as a person, and also where I met some of my very best lifelong friends, one sitting next to me. And gosh, just this department is so great about, like Blair was talking about, the experiences, just allowing you to be a part of so many things. And being a teacher myself, a choir director, teaching at a bigger school, sometimes students have to narrow down those opportunities, and really here in Mount Pleasant, I was so grateful that we were able to be in all those things so that it could just help us grow as people and musicians. So I'm very grateful for carrying those experiences into my adult life, in which it prepared me to be a choir director and share those things with my students.
And it's so true, and I'm not trying to interrupt you here, Katie, at all, but it's so true that a place like Mount Pleasant, you get the chance to be so involved, cross-involved, and there's not, it's not just choir kids and then the band kids, it's everybody, everybody can do all of those things. And there are also cheerleaders or volleyball players or football players or baseball players. I mean, you really can still do all of those things,
right.
And still to this day.
And most of the students that I've taught, they really have to narrow it down to a couple activities. So when I tell them, that we were all of those things, everybody worked together in the school to create these amazing programs. And I always feel like, even though we all dabbled in all different things, that I still felt like the quality and the presentation and everything was still at the highest level. And I know that the people that directed us, Mr. and Mrs. D, and others that were involved, our teachers, helped us to get to that level. And so I'm so grateful for that.
Holly, it's your turn.
Well, I feel like the odd person out here because I'm not a music teacher professionally now.
There's still time.
I just I put on a lot of concerts for my family. They love it. There's still time. There's still time. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Well, I mean, I feel like Blair and Katie really said it all, but so many memories that when I think about high school, music memories are what come back first, from show choir and symphonic band to marching band and color guard and musicals and all-state and going to Europe together there, and all the band trips, going to DC and New York, and I think we went to Canada too. Yes. So, I mean, they were so impactful, and one thing that really, when I reflect back on that time, that really amazes me but doesn't surprise me is how Mr. and Mrs. DePriest really supported us to become our own leaders in the work that we were doing. So they were teaching us the skills, they were inspiring us, they were pushing us to grow, but they gave us that space to turn to each other and say, come on, we can do this better, and really grow as leaders ourselves. And it was always fun to see how freshmen all the way up to senior year, you could see a difference in how they were on the field. When you'd see a poor first year student trying to get in line and get their steps right and learn the charts and everything, and then you have a senior who is trying to pump them up and get them excited about perfecting the work that they're doing. And so I just think about all those lessons that we learned and that so many students over the years have learned and have carried through to their professional work and to their families and careers. It's a pretty amazing legacy.
So we're here tonight raising money, and of course that's the big thing. We want people to call in. We want you to go online to the GoFundMe. We want you to come out, bring us a check, and it doesn't matter how big or how small. And a lot of this is going to be for uniforms, and you guys probably wore the uniforms that are still being worn now, right, Katie and Holly?
We did. Yeah. We did. We were a little personally offended when we were told that 2004 was 18 years ago.
Well,
but
still feel young.
The math's young at heart, but the math seems to be adding up correctly. Yes, I we were both in color guard, and Katie was the drum major. But we definitely, when we were on our way here, we were talking about our memories of wearing those band uniforms, and we're excited to hear that.
Holly, did you wear these uniforms?
Katie did
that. She's on Facebook Live.
We did at least once. We did at least
Yes,
once.
they did.
I have a very distinct memory. Since we were in color guard, we didn't wear the uniforms, but I have a distinct memory. We marched at the State Fair Parade. Oh, no, wait, it wasn't State Fair Parade. It was for the governor's convention. Was in Iowa.
You know, Holly, we don't.
Yeah, and we marched in up to Terrace Hill playing 76 trombones.
Well, you know, it might have been when Tom Vilsack was elected governor. I think he might have.
It was after his second when he was reelected for his second term. But regardless, it was really hot that day, and I remember that. And so we were talking to Mr. and Mrs. D earlier, and we heard that technology has advanced in fabrics since we wore uniforms. So we're happy for the students. They'll have something that's hopefully more comfortable and sounds very, very cool looking.
You know, the nice thing about color guard is those get to change with every show. You know, whatever the theme of the show is, color guard gets something pretty cool to wear. You know, as part of that show. So but
Nathan is calling.
Oh, is he? Okay, that's my husband just giving an update.
Well, bless his heart. All right.
We've preempted some tournament basketball tonight.
Yes,
for this,
we did,
so.
and we hope all of our basketball fans are listening, because we're going to give you the score. It's 14-11. Mount Pleasant is leading in the first quarter.
Awesome.
And so it will be a great victory
It's
if they
supposed
do.
to be
And
a good game.
Yeah, we'll be in touch with Nathan on that from time to time. I have to say something about this young lady, because I guess I just remember this cute little blonde and all of the drama.
She still is cute.
As well, no, I know, but I've always been partial to blondes. My wife's a blonde, but I just this is really a great. I'm sorry. I know.
I'll tell your story. Tell your story.
I'm done.
Oh!
I remember your parents.
Yes.
And so, how long have you been back here? Did you say a couple of years?
No, just.
Oh, you just came.
Right, just since
good.
2020. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
So, well, this is the memories that we're talking about tonight, but we also are raising money, and I do get to give the latest total, and no one brought a drum, so I can't believe we're doing a music-a-thon and no drum. No, the only mistake we've made. That's the only mistake. Well, we're now up to $18,135. So we are way over halfway, but we need 30,000. That's our goal for the night. So the telephone hasn't been ringing because they've been listening. You know, you're making it too interesting.
I'm sorry.
we gotta bore this down a little bit so they'll want to call. No,
Well,
I'm kidding.
We can tell.
There we go. See, the phone rang.
There
That's
we go.
good.
Well, you can call 319-385-8728, and I do want to mention our students on the phones.
Oh, yeah, we have new ones.
We have new ones.
Yeah.
Right. So big thank you tonight going out to second shift. Jamal Dodson, Preston Smith, Madeline Smith, Gabe Feldman, and we have our two adult volunteers as well, Vicki Feldman and Leah McCormick. So 6:30 to 8 o'clock, you'll be getting one of those folks on the phone with you if you call 319-385-8728. Now, if you want to do the online, it's the GoFundMe.com, Mount Pleasant Music Boosters Uniform Fundraiser. Easy, safe, secure. You can come out and bring the check here, and we've had that happen. Or you can mail a check to Mount Pleasant Music Boosters, P.O. Box 826. So
Let's do something fun. Let's see who can call with a pledge from the longest distance away, or even email from a foreign country.
Because, we stream.
Yes, we're
all over
streaming
the
all of
world,
this live
so-
on our website. So maybe we have someone listening somewhere in the world that would like to give a donation. So the phone is ringing again. Let me, I don't want to interrupt your conversation with them.
I think, though, that we've got some other folks that are waiting.
Okay,
So we're going to bring
all
some
right.
students in, current students. But we really appreciate you guys coming out. Blair Buffington. I keep wanting to say Katie Roberts, Katie Hausch. I know this. And Holly Jones. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you. It was great to be here.
You know what? I remember every one of you, so I'm not that old yet, am I? Ah, that's good. That is so good. I want to give some.
So we're going to turn the microphones over to our next group of students.
All right. Can I run down these people
Yes.
who have
Yeah.
given pledges or given money? All right. Blair and Stacy Barton. Blair called me a few minutes ago, and I had left him a message that I needed money, and he called back and said, how much? And he did say $500. So that's very nice of them. Mount Pleasant, I don't know what that is. Oh, Tire. I thought it was Mount Pleasant Fire. Mount Pleasant Tire, $1,000.
Oh, nice.
And John and Grandpa and Nathan.
Oh, that's
John
Grandpa
Black. Oh my goodness! And so he's the farthest so far. He's in Wisconsin. $100. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So that was good. And Mark Kimsey. I don't know if this is the poker club. They have a poker club.
Can we take money from a poker club?
Well, but the object of the poker club is that
Yes,
all the winnings have to go to a charity. So no one, it's a great organization, really. Oh no, this is from the choir. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Oh, this is the poker club?
It's from the Methodist Church Choir, not.
Are you sure that isn't the poker club?
No, I'm sure not.
name?
I talked to Mark about two things this afternoon, so I'm really embarrassed. The Methodists will love me. But $75 from the Methodist Church Choir, $100 from Johanna Crawford and Jean Church, $100. Lots of $100 ones here. Ted Carlson, $100. So there's just a lot of wonderful people. That $500 from Brad and Mary. Who is that?
Notestein.
Oh, okay, very good. I'm glad you can read better than I can. And let's see, $300 from Cheryl Clausen. And online, we had a couple of people, and Paige Sater is listening. Let's see, is Paige in St. Louis?
You probably know better than I do.
And then also from Tammy Rasher. So those are some online
Thank
ones.
you.
Our total now, $18,135. We need $12,000 more.
All
to
right.
get
Well,
to our
thank you so
goal.
far, folks, but let's
Right.
keep it going. So we're going to keep it going here around the table. The students are playing a huge part in all of this. This is for the students. So let's go around the table and find out who you are, what year you're in, and whether it's band, choir, or all of it. So Victoria, we'll start with you.
Okay, I'm Victoria Smith. I'm a sophomore, and I play the bassoon in concert band, the clarinet in marching band, and I am in concert choir.
Okay.
My name is Jacob Rickman. I'm in the 11th grade. I play the baritone in marching band and in symphonic band.
All right.
My name is Kason Edwards. I am a junior in high school, and I play the tenor saxophone in symphonic band, and I am in chamber choir also.
So we've got a good spread of music here going on. It seems like everybody that's in one group is in at least one other group.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Mhm.
Why do you guys do that? Why do you want to do that?
It's a sense of community and like family. You feel really welcomed in all aspects, and it's all intertwined with each other, with Mr. DePriest running all the different bands across all the groups, and Mrs. D running the play, the musical, and all the choirs, so you feel very connected to them.
So you're saying, like, if you're in one and then the next season rolls around and you're not in something, you feel like you're left out. Or
Yeah,
you're missing
because-
something.
100% that, yeah.
Yeah, because you feel like you just leave your friends. Like, you don't want to leave them behind.
It's a social thing.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with music. It's all social, right?
It's like you're a part of a family, kind of, in the music department.
Yeah.
And why do you think it is that way? What do you think contributes to that?
Well, it feels like we've been doing it ever since we were like kids, like 5th grade. We started playing music, and it just kind of evolved with us. So it just kind of feels like if we leave that, then we don't have a piece of us anymore.
It's a part of you.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So, you know, there's some family things that happen too here, and I know a lot of times you start out with a brother or sister that might be in band or choir, and
Yeah.
then you maybe kind of want to do that. Do you guys have any siblings that are either ahead of you or coming up behind you?
Yeah, my brother is a senior. His name is Preston Smith, and he's actually taking calls in the other room right now. And he is in choir, and he was in show choir, but stuff happened to him, so he's not in it anymore. But he misses it. So yeah.
So there we got that.
Yeah, I had an older sister that graduated by now. She was class of 2020, so she had all the COVID deal. But she actually spoke for our marching band show that year, so it was a good leader to look up to when she was kind of leading parts of the band.
I do not have anyone in my family who were part of the music program, but I do have a mom who volunteers at every event we've had so far this year.
Do you guys remember when you got started in all of this? Do you remember clear back in, what was it, 5th grade, picking up an instrument for the first time, or deciding you wanted to take choir in 6th grade? Do you remember that far back?
Yeah, well, singing has been a big part of my life ever since I was little, because my mom always liked to sing, so it kind of grew up with me too. And when I got to elementary school, like 5th grade, I was like, there's a choir. Like, I could be in choir. I could sing, like, a class period a day.
My kid said, choir gets to go on a trip to St. Louis. Can I be in choir?
That is a big part of it.
I have to relieve the traffic jam out on the parking lot, so I have a special delivery that came $5 cash from Everly.
Well, Everly,
Thank you, Everly. Can you say you're welcome?
No,
I know.
We're not.
This is a tough deal, isn't it? My great-granddaughter.
She might be wearing these uniforms.
Yeah, oh, she will be.
Yeah,
Okay.
she just might be.
Okay, you can go with Grandma. We've got the traffic all blocked up
Thank
out
you,
there.
Everly.
At least you left your lights on, dear. Oh yeah, thank you. I'm sorry I interrupted.
No, that's okay. So, do you guys remember, though, what kind of got you started?
I remember 4th grade Miss Westfall coming to recruit everyone at the elementary schools. And I remember leaving recess being annoyed because I was leaving recess to have to go play an instrument. But then you try all the instruments you want to try, and that's when I really found like enjoyment when playing the instrument.
Well, I moved here in 8th grade, and when I came in here in 8th grade, Adam Krieger came up to me and said, "Do you want to be in the band?" And at first sight, I fell in love with the band because it was so well put together. It was just ran perfectly, and it just felt like a family from day one.
Had you played before?
I did play before. I played at New London on the tenor saxophone.
Okay, good. Good. We got somebody from New London coming this way. All right. Every time I get a chance here tonight, when I've been talking to students, we've been talking about the uniforms. And somebody very politely said, they're not very good. So, are they that bad, you guys? Really?
They're a little, our uniforms right now are a little old.
Yeah.
A little.
I think. The style is, I heard it's just not 21st century.
No.
Yeah, but it's kind of a classic, you know? Like, when you go to a marching band show and they have all these uniforms, the positive about our uniforms that we have right now is that we kind of stand out.
Maybe not in a good way, maybe a little duct tape
like,
here and there, but
Yeah, I heard shoes were being taped even.
Mhm.
Yeah. Definitely new shoes.
What do you guys think about the new ones?
I think they're really cool, actually. Like, I like that they're, they have different pants now, because the pants before, no.
No, I heard that.
my favorite is a style of hat, how it's just very unique and very like abstract, like with a slant on it. I really like the hats.
I agree with Jacob on that. That's going to make us stand out from everyone, so they're going to be able to pick out, oh, that's Mount Pleasant when they see our uniforms.
Yeah, they do look pretty spiffy, if I can use that word. And I've seen some uniforms from some other bands, like over in Illinois, and definitely these will take Mount Pleasant up a whole level or a whole couple of levels. And I don't know if you can still pull up on Facebook. There's a picture of Mr. D with the uniform. He's not wearing it, but he has the new uniform. So I also heard that there were some events where some kids somebody put on the old uniforms and went out on
We had a
stage.
showcase, I think at a concert and in our practice.
at a concert.
Where we had two people, one with the old and one with the new uniforms, coming to strut them out.
Okay.
Being the old sportscaster that I am, I'll interrupt again. Just
Getting a
before
score?
halftime, it's 20-14. Mount Pleasant is ahead. So
Okay.
Sweet.
that will be wonderful
that.
if they
Yeah.
win that first tournament game. So,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Way to go, Kurt Watson and crew. All right, so let's see here. Was there anything else you guys wanted to share? I like to ask that question when I do regular interviews, and I haven't been doing that tonight.
Well, we got the notion that we were supposed to talk about traditions in marching band and like choir too. And we are actually raising money through the music boosters, also like selling fruit and stuff for our band trip. So we are looking very forward to that because that will be in June?
This summer in June.
Yeah, June.
And
You'll have to wear the old uniforms.
No, it's just like a visit. We just go to visit. I think we're going.
Oh,
to
you're not
Yeah,
performing?
we go to Washington D.C.
The chamber choir will be performing
I
up in
thought
Washington,
so, yeah.
D.C., yes.
Mhm. Okay, so it won't be the old band.
No.
So it's Washington, D.C. Are you going to New York?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
tune-one.
That was my kid's favorite trip.
Yeah.
Even over Florida. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe they preferred New York and Washington, D.C.
They're going to sing at Carnegie Hall.
Really?
No.
But you know what?
That goes right along with fake news,
You
doesn't
know,
it?
the music trip is a big tradition.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
yes.
it used to be called the band trip because only the band kids went, but you know, it's all the music kids now that want to go. So, and each of you are responsible for raising your own monies for that, right?
Start raising 5th grade, basically.
Oh wow. Mhm. And you get probably if you stay all 4 years in high school, it's 2 trips.
Yeah, normally it's 2 trips. We only get 1 just because COVID. We were supposed to have a trip that year, but
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned traditions like that, but are there any traditions that happen within, like, like before a contest, we have to do this, or is there something at the end of the year that happens, or anything that you guys think is maybe kind of fun?
We have one of those in the show choir. We all circle up in old hands and chant. We have a chant we go on before every competition, and even if we lose, we wave as the winners go by. That's our quote.
What is it?
Even if we lose, we'll wave as the winners go by.
And what's the chant? Is that not public? Okay, you don't have to tell
I
me.
unfortunately don't know it because only seniors are allowed to do that.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well,
You can do it next
that's
year.
a great tradition.
I really enjoy our band breakfast. Right after our marching band competition season is done, we always have our annual band breakfast in the morning before school with everyone. I really enjoy seeing all the joyful photos from band camp that Dave Schneider takes for us, and they're very fun to see all the lively faces of band camp.
Yeah. And
Is band camp hard or fun?
Or
does it?
It can be.
Standing right here.
It can be fun, but like it's very tiring.
Yeah.
It's an experience.
It's an experience.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
You really have to be in shape.
And no flip flops.
No flip flops. Like tennis shoes.
Gotta bring water.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I
guys.
can give another update while you're changing people.
Okay, I want to thank you guys very much for
you.
doing
Thank
this
you.
tonight.
Oh,
It's been a
yes.
lot of fun to hear from you. So let's see here. We have a couple of other folks waiting in the wings here.
Okay, good.
And
Pick up a mic and sit down, and I'll give the update.
Okay.
This is $20,861 now. We over 20,000, so we've reached our 8 o'clock goal by 7:30. So
Hey, great.
we're
awesome.
hoping to keep it going, and I have an interesting donation here, and it's from the mayor and his wife, and I think it's a great way to put it together. I know that the mayor's wife, who really kind of controls things, you know, Karen called the school today to find out exactly what a dress and the tuxes and the uniform costs.
all three together?
All three together, and it's $626.58, and that's their check right there.
Well, that's nice.
So if there's anybody else out there, you know, we still have plenty of time. You can make your check out for $626.50, and that will buy one outfit of each performing group. So I think that's wonderful. So, and as a part of the 20,861, we have a $500 donation from Wilmer Vandenberg from Sioux Center, Iowa. He must have a connection here locally with the band. And I forgot, I don't think I mentioned earlier, but I'm going to mention it again just in case. Tom and Karen Winstrand, who are good supporters of everything in Mount Pleasant, with a $500 donation. So we made sure that we get that on. Janet and John Roeder, $200 more. They have already given to it. So that's a lot of people, have given because this has been going on, like Mr. D said, for 2 years. So some of these people have stepped up again. Vicki Feldman, $1,000.
She's one of our volunteers tonight. Been helping
Wow.
out.
And let's see, who else do I have? Jennifer Sater, $100. And that was a phone call. And Jennifer Felwell, $100. Is that this updated score or what?
Yep.
Oh, all right, okay. And Don and Jan Lang, $100. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just have to say it's wonderful to have all these phone calls, but we still need $10,000 more to reach our goal, and so we have just about an hour and a half to do that. What was?
We've got a score update on the ball game.
Go ahead. You
Mount
can be
Pleasant,
the sportscaster.
25, Fort Madison 22. That's at
Ooh,
halftime.
Halftime. So
Let's go Panthers.
we knew Fort Madison's going to be tough, and we're down there on their court. So if we win, that'll be a big deal. So anyway, we are at $20,861.58. And if you would call us, 385-8728, still plenty of time. We still need approximately $10,000 more.
Or a little bit more. Whatever. Okay, earlier I talked about the feeder program for, well, we had Mr. Krager and Ms. Westfall here and Colin DePriest. But before the kids get to the Mount Pleasant Middle School, they're in the elementary choruses. And normally I only talk to Katie Townsend and Courtney Cummings on the phone every.
Yeah, it's finally to meet you.
Yes,
Nice to meet you finally.
in person tonight. So, boy, you have the little ones. That's all my boys did chorus when they were in elementary school. They loved it at that level. I had one that never liked to be on stage necessarily, but all the kids did it and they wanted to be part of something, and so they really, really, really loved elementary chorus.
Don't you feel that music is kind of like innate, something that like most people like? I think everybody is drawn to music, and young people too.
Yeah, and if you put music on for kindergarten, they just naturally will
Start
move to
moving.
it. Yeah,
And they won't stop, yeah.
Well, and they don't have the inhibitions, I don't think, sometimes that the older kids by the time they
right.
get
By
in middle
fourth and
school.
fifth grade, and fourth and fifth grade, they start to get a little
Self-aware?
Yeah, self-aware, and I am not going to do that movement.
So what do you do? I mean, what do you do with that age? I mean, do you just kind of love them through it?
Pretty much, yes. Yeah.
Well, and music's always evolving too. I think we have to move with the times too. So pick music that they're going to enjoy and they're going to love to learn. So.
I remember one year my middle son, it was a Froggy song, and he had to dress up in a little green funny tuxedo, and then there was a little girl that dressed up in a little green, I don't know, pinafore thing, and they had to stand on the stage at the chapel and sing, and that was
Cute. Mr. Froggy went to court and probably
Yes.
was that.
Yes. And you know what? He didn't fight me on it. It was terrible.
Well, talk about what you guys do on a regular daily basis with the students.
Sure. Well, something for the elementary program, we kind of build that foundation of music. So we're teaching all the basics on rhythm, note values, basic vocal techniques, instrument families. So we're really just helping build that foundation so that way when they get to middle school and high school, they have that set for them. So, but it's a lot of fun, and we want them to build a passion for music too. So we like to have fun and do games and different activities.
Yeah, and we introduce different styles of music. Not everybody likes the same type of music, so just have them listen to different styles of music.
Even at the
and,
elementary
right,
level,
right.
they
Yes.
have their preferences. Their
Oh,
favorites.
absolutely.
Yeah. So at the elementary level, they're still taking a required music class. And then what happens after elementary? Are they still required to take a class?
They are required this year. I think it's just 7th and 8th grade has general music. There have been some years where 8th graders have also had to take it, and it's 1 quarter long, and they rotate within the vocational different choices. But we meet twice a week, 30 minutes classes, and then our chorus meets once a week for probably about a 30-minute rehearsal.
So you guys have to jump between buildings?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we do.
So do you have a room in every, do you share the rooms, or you have 2 schools and you have 2 schools, or?
So yeah, so I teach 3rd through 5th grade music at Harlan, and we have our own music room there. At Lincoln, I teach kindergarten through 5th grade music, and we do share with art, so we kind of bounce back and forth. So Mrs. Wiley, the art teacher, she starts in the morning at Lincoln, and then when she leaves and goes to Harlan is when I come in and take over for music for the rest of the day. So it works.
Yeah, and Salem also shares with art, and Van Allen has its own music room. So, but we did add 3rd grade to chorus. I'm sure when your children went there, it was just 4th and 5th grade. Yes, and we've added 3rd grade to chorus. And then also for Memorial Day, 2nd graders are asked to sing in that service if they are available. So just to try to start to introduce them to the chorus.
So I want to interject something here, because all of this last 2 years has been crazy. And now we're talking to teachers. I mean, really. And silly question, how's it been?
Last year was very difficult. I mean, and it was for every teacher, whether you're academic, whether you're the arts and nationwide.
Right.
Numbers have dropped for chorus. I think, parents are still a little bit concerned with things. But it's nice this year, though. We actually get to do partner things where they can do partner activities. We can do little dances again and games again, whereas last year we really weren't allowed to do that. So it's
and last year too, we were not able to have chorus meet for a good portion of the year, and our 3rd graders weren't able to be involved either. So this year's been so exciting to be able to have 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade.
So will they catch up, you think? Are they? Are grade schoolers able to?
Oh, yes, they're resilient.
Good, that's good to hear.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then both of us also, we do a recorder program with the 4th grade to start them with the instrument program, kind of leading into the band program. And then they're aware when Laura comes in the spring, when she talks to them about band, they have a little bit of an idea of what band will be all about.
Absolutely.
How much of, you sing songs that the kids can pick up on, but how much music education are they getting at the elementary level? What can you do with the kids at that level? Like, are they learning to read notes yet, or?
They're learning to read notes. They're learning to read rhythms. We also both do a program that it's Mallet Madness, but it is on like xylophones and metallophones. Yes, it's Orff instruments, and they love that, and it kind of trains them for improvisation techniques too.
So you're
in that.
kind of working with both the instrumental and the
Absolutely.
and the vocal, even though you are actually the music teachers, and there is a band that happens at 5th grade.
Yes.
So yeah,
it is truly a general music program. They get the vocal and instrumental side. So
I think that's, again, more proof of how great the high school is, and it starts in elementary. And the students you're teaching now are going to be wearing.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes, they will be wearing the band uniforms. They will be wearing the chamber dresses.
Yes. Absolutely.
Well, I always enjoy talking to you guys. Oh, I did want to talk a little bit about the Memorial Day program, if the kids want to be part of that. I love that.
Sherry Moeller actually is the one who started that, and when I started in the district, she asked me to join her, and so it's a volunteer, obviously, not required, but as many 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders that are available to participate, we try to have them participate. Last year we had a small number because school was already out for a week. But they usually sing 2 songs. Last year we just had them do 1, but I know one of the favorites is the one that has the speaking part in it that does the Gettysburg Address.
The dress,
Yes.
And Glory Hallelujah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know the right name, but anyway, that's what gives you the goosebumps.
Yeah.
That's why I go to the Memorial Day service.
And it's a good training and teaching for the students too on what Memorial Day is all about. Last year I did the music in the general music classroom so that all of them learned the song and were able to hear it and learned about why we celebrate Memorial Day.
Yeah, there's a lot more behind it than just getting up there and, learning a song.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we've got a ton of students
We do.
lining up.
And we haven't heard any music.
And we haven't heard any music, and I do want to get to, because we have some music lined up that we want to play. But before we do, I did want to share this story. Kate Ridinger messaged me and says that she's making a donation on behalf of my dear friend Emily Mikhailovich Williamson. Mikhailovich. Okay, thank you. Yes, she is in a severe health crisis and would donate if she could. Our circle of friends was forever solidified in the music department, and we always reminisce about our music days. So she gave a donation, in honor of her friend. But again, that's alumni that are still closely connected and taking care of one another and doing good things in our community. So more proof of the good work you guys are doing and of what the music department is doing.
All right. Do we want students or do we want?
Let's go to some music and have a little bit of a break,
All right.
and then we'll come back. So Griffin,
I think Emotion, Griffin, if you've got the high school show choir piece, if you can do that up for us. Yep. All right.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They get excited about it.
Excited.
By the time you go to uni,
They do.
You're listening to the Mount Pleasant Community High School Music Radiothon here on your Southeast Iowa information station, KILJ, both AM and FM, or maybe online at KILJ.com. Wherever you're listening, I give you a big warm welcome. And I just wanted to say it's an absolute treat to hear the Mount Pleasant Show Choir in motion sing and play every single time I listen to them. I've listened to them for several years because both my cousins were a part of it. And yeah, it's an absolutely wonderful, wonderful program they have over here at Mount Pleasant. And well, if you don't believe me about the wonderful program, well, Ted Carlson has a couple words to say about the wonderful program and why you should support them. So here's an interview with Ted Carlson, the transportation director. Here you go, Ted.
All right, we have another person joining us by phone tonight for the Mount Pleasant Radiothon. I'm joined by the transportation director, Ted Carlson. Hi, Ted.
You can talk about that, like just how like we're so involved and like it's such a huge part of our lives.
And what did you want to talk about tonight?
Isn't that cool? Say hi to Caitlin.
Oh, hi.
About
I just want to show her.
I've been dealing with Jim and Marlene and Adam.
So anyway, but how much
that many years, and
More than
I've
half.
seen
I think we're close to 20,000. I think we're over 20,000.
Over 20,000.
in the grass, off in the sea, and everything else, and this is a very worthy cause.
And then we could tie
Jim and Marlene have been the backbone of this
Give us money.
program for years and years and years. They gave
Yeah.
us
we could.
Just talk
as far
about
as
your
I'm concerned, and
and why it's
agree.
important to you.
Yeah.
That's all we gotta do.
I just think it's a very worthwhile cause.
It'll be fun.
We've got a lot of experiences, so.
Yeah, a lot of experience. Awesome.
And
I can't wait to
help
hear it. Absolutely, Ted. I 100% agree. You've probably gotten to see a lot of things being the person on the bus. I mean, have you traveled with the department to their invitationals and marching band competitions and everything else?
Just like between bands.
I traveled with them, but you know, just like tomorrow, we're going to go to Tallcorn and
I mean, my life is
Jim and Marlene
music. Like, it's kind of.
are just super people, and the kids
Show
work hard. I
Mondays
see
and
this with my
Thursdays.
own
I'm
eyes.
going to hop back on and say a couple
Getting
words
up
because Nathan's got me a score update.
before
I'll
school
transition back to
and
you.
being out
You can
there.
just poke your head.
And I'll join as soon as I'm done talking, and I'll have you guys
Mondays and
It's not
Thursdays.
easy for
Perfect.
them.
I
You
don't
know,
go
they're
home
dedicated
until
to
9 o'clock.
the music program
Yeah.
at Mount
Just started bringing food.
How's it going?
It's like,
Pleasant.
what? We were out of school at 2:30.
And it's
I
because
decided to
of
stay for
them.
musical because there's no point in going
And
home because it's 3:30.
Adam
That ends at
and
5:30. Setups at 6.
When we had dance, it was literally like you went to one dance and then show
This,
choir.
this. No time.
Yeah, no.
boards, and that's why we're so good at it.
Absolutely, I 100% agree, and I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
glad
You
guys are on camera, by the way, to kind of speak about behind the scenes of what you see.
I'm just happy.
Because I'm sure you're coordinating the transportation, so you know the departure time and the arrival times
That camera
and
got
how
really
much
threatening.
work
I
know, I was like, oh.
I was
well,
like,
you know what? For
me,
me,
like,
but you're right.
I'm not used
that
to
the
camera
kids put in.
because we do everything,
And
you
this
know,
is
so,
all
like,
about them
we'll
raising
just be,
money
like,
for
yelling and, like, doing weird things. It's like, now
so
we're on
I really
camera.
appreciate you calling in tonight. Ted.
Yeah.
Well, this is
And
Maybe
it's
it should be a
it's like
hidden
it's like
camera.
directly it's like directly.
I know, it's like staring at me.
Well, look at me.
Cameras have eyes.
Yeah, just like a close up.
The lens is the eye.
You know, and it's
It looks like an
Are you
eye.
guys gonna wave or just look scarily at the camera while
You just stare at it.
Is it live?
All right, we're gonna be going
Oh.
in like yeah.
Okay.
You guys are on. And we're gonna be going live here, so grab your mics and get ready. Exactly, but yeah, basically 20. Yep.
Yep.
So these will
I
last.
just get really nervous.
Let's community needs to get together behind these, you know, and let's do that.
That's your call, ladies and gentlemen. Give us a call, 319-385-8728, and make your pledge tonight. You can go online to the GoFundMe and donate that way. Come out here to the
Yeah, but we don't get to pay
booth
attention to
KILJ.
them.
We're having a ball. We'll hear from more people. Here's Ted, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Well, we absolutely appreciate those very kind words from Ted. We need all the support we can get. Well, we're actually getting a lot out here, but I mean, the more we get, the more fantastic it will be. So we appreciate that, Ted. And, well, I've a score update from Nathan as well. It's currently 33-32 at the end, or close to the end of the quarter over there at Fort Madison. So it looks like Mount Pleasant's leading. So a bit of a close game, but hey, hopefully they come out with that win. But now we're going to go back to the KILJ Lounge where we have a couple more Mount Pleasant students alongside the KILJ crew. Back to you guys here in the studios.
I was in school. Okay, here we are. We are back. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Radiothon. We have the Mount Pleasant Music Boosters here to raise $30,000 for the uniforms. Let's do an update here.
We're getting
Grandpa
closer.
Paul, where are we?
Well, we're at $23,096.58.
Wow.
So in the next hour and 5 minutes, we need to raise at least $7,000. But we're not, if we still are not sure. So I can't tell the listeners to stop calling.
No, keep calling.
Because we need anybody and everybody, and I will give you a rundown of a few more people here. Dan McCabe, Matt McCabe, and Mike McCabe, $1,000 between the two. I think it's his sons. I think it's Dan and the boys, $1,000. $100 from Sarah and Travis Kramer, $250 from Deb and Brian St. Clair, and $35. We're going to miss people, and I am very sorry if we do miss someone. This is Warren Randell, $35. Judy Wilson, $100. And Jason Edwards, $200. And you go ahead and I'll get these straightened out and I'll give you the rest of them. But our total right now is $23,096.58.
And every cent matters. Every dollar you can give helps. Give us a call, 319-385-8728, and make your pledge. Send a check. Bring it out here and join us on the fun because we are having a blast out here at the KILJ studios. I have with me some very special guests who have been sitting here waiting, itching to get on air and talk to you guys. So let's just start and start with you and introduce yourself, your grade, what you participate in, and we'll just go around.
All right. Hi. My name's Robbie Heaton. I'm in 10th grade. I'm a sophomore, and I am involved in band and choir and pretty much everything that stems from those two things.
And here. The good thing is he looks like his mom, not his dad. I didn't mean to do that.
But your dad was an alum. I mean, he's an alum of the music program.
He was going to, but he has a meeting and couldn't come. So.
But I mean, how awesome to have your parents in the same program that then you're in.
My name's Brighton Weir, and I'm a freshman, and I'm in choir, band, and show choir, and basically everything.
Basically everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Natalie McCormick. I'm a sophomore, and I'm in chamber choir.
And you got your start in the fine arts from your lovely play director, Katie Johansson.
That's true, yeah.
How old were you when we did community theater together?
Not quite. I think, first, no, I think it was, I started acting in first grade, but I think when we did Best Christmas Pageant Ever, I think I was like third grade or something, second or third grade.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, it's been so fun to watch you grow up. And maybe you can start us off and tell me why music and the Mount Pleasant Music Department is so important to you or what you love about it.
Well, I think the biggest thing for me is just how it completely bonds everyone. Like, it's just one big family. All of my friends are from the music program. I mean, my siblings, that was such a big part for them too, and that's one of the reasons I'm so involved too, just because it's so inspiring to watch them be so involved and have so much fun. So it's just the whole experience. It's amazing. Everything about it is so cool. So.
You guys?
I don't think I would know either of you two if not for the music department, because
So you don't have classes together? Or
we do.
I definitely don't.
Well, we don't with Brighton, but me and Natalie have a couple classes together.
We have a few, but
then, we know each other most from the insane amount of things.
Yeah, we wouldn't be as close as we are if we weren't involved in music together.
So it sounds like maybe you spend a lot of time together?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
A lot of time.
Okay,
actually.
so talk about a typical week? Like on Mondays it's this. On
Oh,
Tuesdays
okay.
it's this.
So ever since the musical, we've actually been spending like almost every day after school together, and that's just so much fun.
Yeah, like 2 hours every day.
And we're really excited for the show. Like it's
So-
gonna be great.
Okay, so talk a little bit about it since we're on the topic.
Okay, well, our show's The Wedding Singer, and
Is this a play off of the movie?
yes,
Oh, fun.
It's the Broadway musical, and it's just so much fun. Like all the choreograph is done by
Yeah, we just had a whole weekend of choreography done by KILJ Radiothon, and it's incredible. It's just going to be
When is the show?
March 17th through the 20th.
Okay, and people need to put that on their calendars.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Are you all three in the musical?
Yes, all three of
I
us
play
are-
George.
I play Sammy. We're both
In the band.
In the Wedding Singers band.
Yeah, and I'm Julia, the love interest of the wedding singer.
So, what have Mr. and Mrs. D meant to you guys in your, as your teachers?
Holy cow. Well, I mean, they're so much fun to be around. Like, they always tell us to cheer up, and they're just so much fun to be around. Like, honestly,
They make going to school fun.
oh yeah, they're like my favorite class of the day. Like, when 7th hour hits, I just can't wait to go to choir, because it's just so much fun to sit in there.
Yeah, and I think they've talked about this earlier on here, but I see Mr. and Mrs. D in a day probably more than my own parents.
Really?
It's true. I mean, like everything I'm involved in, it's just from jazz band in the morning, and then all like band and choir, and then show choir and musical. Like it's just
How are
the
your-
whole day.
I mean, what do your parents do to support you in this? I mean, how are the parents involved? Are they happy that you're doing all of this stuff?
Yes, and they always come to watch us, and they always support our stuff, and we just can't thank the Duprees so much. Like, they've done so much for us. It's incredible.
My parents volunteer for a lot of our events. Like for the Invitational, they both had shifts, and they've come to most of our performances. And,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, my parents, I mean, they play a big role. Like, my dad's always helping with, like, the show choir invitational, the marching band invitationals, doing kind of, like, the heavy lifting stuff. And then my mom, she's actually in charge of the marching band uniforms. Like, she fits everyone and, like, does all that. So, yeah, I mean, these uniforms mean a lot to her, too. Yeah, she is. She's
waving or eating a fruit cup. Hi, Mom.
And
Yeah,
it's so great
so-
that we have all this help, because, like, we wouldn't be able to do it without them. Like, we'd be so stressed and stuff, but, like, having everybody volunteer and stuff,
I
it's-
mean, I know my mom will personally really appreciate the new uniforms, just because.
Why?
I mean, they.
What's wrong with the current? Is it just
They
they're
are-
cumbersome or what?
Well, they're just.
They're deteriorating.
To put it lightly,
and
but
they're very uncomfortable, like having to put the pantyhose on, and then,
and
like,
they just
the
yeah.
buttons fall off constantly.
They don't fit, so it's so hard to fit people because they're always falling apart and they don't fit right, and so people will have to like. It's just
Holes
it makes
in the
the job
pants and-
it makes her job so much harder.
The sheer number
So-
of adjustments they have to do for like each individual person is
It's-
obscene. Like
Yeah.
these
So-
new uniforms will help us a ton.
So you're excited.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what do people need to do? How can they help?
Definitely donate, and even volunteering helps them. Like, helps a lot. Like, if we have an invitation or something, having people volunteer to help is just an incredible help.
And come to your performances.
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
We put a lot of work into this, so we really appreciate everybody who shows up.
Yes.
What would a new uniform? How would that make you feel when you're on the field marching or you're in a performance?
A lot more confident.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah. It's just
Because it's a new feel. Like, you're in the suit and you're just like, man, I feel good because I'm wearing this new suit I've never worn before.
Does it step up your game a little bit?
Yeah,
Almost,
for
yeah.
These
sure.
new ones
I mean-
definitely do. They look incredible.
Yeah, it's like a confidence booster. It's like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm
I mean,
looking better,
Yeah,
looking
you
good.
see all these other bands, and they look so sleek and modern, and it just like helps them look so much better on the field. Like it just.
Looks
I don't know.
clean.
Yeah, it looks a lot cleaner, and so I think that would just help us out so much more, especially like the all black. Like it's just gonna.
I mean, you guys are already getting a ton of awards in different, in choir, in
Yeah.
band.
Yep.
But like having new uniforms, maybe the judges might even see you better.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
you'll look the same. You'll have kind of a,
it'll
fresh.
it'll definitely help with like the first impression. Like
Yeah.
it'll yeah.
Yeah, look good, feel good.
like
right?
we'll walk
Right.
out, we'll walk out there and we'll show them like
who
the
you
Panthers are. Yeah.
What the Panther Marching Band is all about.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's been a lot of fun talking with you guys.
Yeah,
Is there
thank
anything else? I
you.
mean, you've got the platform. This is your time. This is for you. What do you want to say to the listeners right now?
I just want to say thank you. Like, honestly, it's just such a big help having them donate and everything. It means so much. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, just like thank you for everyone who supported us and for all the donations and just, I don't know, the volunteers and the support for every single thing. Because, I mean, the music program, it's huge and it's such a big part of all of our lives. And I don't know where I would be without it, honestly. I'd be a completely different person, so.
And again, a big thank you to both of the Duprees. For
Yeah,
making the music
100%,
program what it is right
like-
now. Because without their leadership,
Yes.
it would be a completely different program.
Yeah, they are both amazing people, so.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate all of you coming on. If you want
Yes.
to
Thank
set
you.
these down.
Wow, this is wonderful. Hey, Katie, I have now the rest of the people that.
Oh, perfect.
Cindy Spidell, $50, and Bob and Vicki Wilson, $100. Salmon and Maxine, I believe, $100. And then we have Ray and Stiggy, the Stiggies, $100. And Tom Holtkamp, $200. So
Wow.
that's our latest group but we have a lot more in the works, and we're getting close. I'm telling you, I don't want anybody to be.
I don't know. I'm feeling the pressure because we only have 58 minutes left to raise how much money? I don't even know.
About 7,000.
All right, folks.
But I've been working today too, so I mean we're getting fairly close.
We're getting closer.
Yeah,
now,
we
folks.
are, and we'll have after you talk to these 4 distinguished guests.
Oh my gosh, I get the pleasure to
yes,
talk?
you
Oh,
do.
wow.
Then I will have hopefully the going over the top, and we're going to stay till 9, and if we get 37,000, we'll do that. You never know.
Absolutely. That would
All
be
right.
fantastic.
Back to you.
All right. So we are joined by, I don't know, the dream team, the people who make this, all happen. If you guys want to pick up these mics here. Yep. And you two might just have to go back and forth. First, maybe you should just tell me, you guys are the Music Boosters, right? Or have participated as the Music Boosters at some point?
Has-beens.
Has-beens, okay.
Not all of them, not all.
Okay, so we'll
Excuse
start
me.
with the has-been and we'll move to the is.
There you go. Let's go to the longest ago has-been.
Okay.
Lois Roth. I was back in the 2004 and 5 era.
How'd you get involved?
I was sequestered at a jazz band festival in Iowa City. I was invited, actually. If you can hear air quotes there, I was invited to come, and so I did. And I will share what it's meant to me after a little bit.
Okay, well, I'm so glad to have you here.
2 daughters were in this thing, and had a great time.
And I'm Deb Sinclair. Lois invited me.
That's how it works, right?
Yes, right. To come in and help with fruit sales. And eventually moved into presidential roles and was
Wow.
president for 2007.
Start with fruit and end up as president.
How about that?
Don't forget
It's all
dry fruit.
fruity, yeah. But no, worked for 2 years as president. Loved the group. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
And I'm Heidi Ryan, and I just recently passed the torch to the man sitting next to me. So yes, I was invited, if we're doing that, by Mrs. D on a day I was subbing at the middle school. And you don't tell Mrs. D no. So
I'm getting that theme throughout the evening,
Yes,
from
it was-
alumni to students to parents.
It worked out great, though. I came in as the at-large member, so I could just sit and observe and be part of the group from a distance, kind of see how this thing works, and then president. So.
Yeah, and we're going to get to all of that.
So, yeah, it's good.
I'm Stan Holkamp.
And you're the man.
I am the man, I guess.
Stan the man, President Stan. All right, so how did you get involved? I mean, do you have students in the program?
Yeah, I had 4 kids in the program, and I helped out driving a trailer.
And you're
And-
you're repping the show choir.
Yep, for show choir, and then Heidi kind of said, "Here you go."
That's
so
awesome.
here we are.
Well, let's start, people may not understand that all the donations that you make tonight are tax deductible because the Mount Pleasant Music Boosters is a nonprofit, correct? Correct. Yeah. So if you want to make a donation, keep that in mind that these donations are tax deductible. So you can call 319-385-8728 right now and make that donation.
Right now.
But let's talk about what the Music Boosters does. Why do we have it? And does somebody want to start with that? Do we know why we have it? To raise money for the music program?
That's one of many.
Okay.
I'm not going to read it to you, but I have like 4 pages of career opportunities that a music booster could be as a talent or a skill, that you don't have to be excellent at something. You just have to be excellent at whatever you like.
Okay.
So there's everything from, can you count money, to are you mechanically inclined, to creative. Deb, help me. Do you like to do hair, cosmetics?
Yep.
Would you like to be a foodie?
Do you want to sell fruit?
You want to sell fruit?
Yeah,
Do you want to
Deb,
be a salesman?
talk about that.
Do you want to count?
Do you want to be a drill sergeant and complain at people? I won't mention names, but I was criticized for being kind of a drill sergeant about laying your band jacket on the ground.
But let's talk about that, because this is the reason why these have lasted for 20 years.
Because we've taken care of them.
So we'll be taking care of these uniforms.
That's exactly right.
Very well. There's an organized system by which the student comes to get their outfit, and then talk about chamber and symphonic too, but they come and get their outfit, they put it on, they go perform, they bring it back.
You
It's
guys
taken
wash
care of.
them and do all of that?
In the summer, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys
It's-
have a big job to keep track of all these
So
uniforms.
it's numbers and spreadsheets, which of course I love, but it's all those things to make sure that the investment that people provide is well taken care of.
Absolutely.
If
you
That's
guys
why
could-
your daughter is going to wear these outfits.
I know. I'm so excited, and I'm so glad that I could be here talking to you guys and raising this money with you to make this happen. So let's talk a little bit just about, if you could be the Music Booster president again, would you do it?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Because the boosters are here to support our youth. We just had this little discussion before it. All of us have children or had children in. Even if you don't have a child in the music program, this is your chance to get involved, to be a part of the music program, to be a part of the school, to be a part of the community. Because we've talked about this, our music program is an ambassador for this town.
Absolutely.
And the new uniforms, the new gowns, the new clothing will just enhance that. But our students are amazing, and to miss out on a chance to not participate in this is sad.
Might we mention that it is a non-dues paying organization? You don't have to pay dues. Your dues is contributing.
Is volunteering.
And you don't have to be invited, you just have to show up. Take that step and come say, I want to help.
Do you get to be a chaperone on the trip to Disney World and New York? I mean, where are they going? I don't even know where the band is going. Okay.
There's that get to thing. There's a mistake here a little bit, that it's not a free trip, and
Sure.
it's not a spa. It's a lot of work.
No,
You're
I know
the
it
last
is.
one up at night, and you're the first one up in the morning.
Right. It's a dedication.
It's wonderful, though.
But you get to spend, you get to witness the kids making memories.
Yeah, with 100 and plus kids, that
somebody gets stuck
you
in the
never
coach
wanted to know
bus
that well, but you do
bathroom
now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so you've all had students in the program. Do you want to talk about maybe what they communicated to you as parents back? I mean, what kind of things did they talk about when they, come home from practice?
They're wore out.
Is that good or bad?
It's good, yes. They stay busy, and that's good. They can come home, do their homework, and they're...
Is that one reason why also that you want to support this organization, is it is keeping kids busy, it is teaching them life skills, it is keeping them out of trouble?
Yes, and I think time management, it teaches them time management, it teaches them responsibility and leadership. They have to be someplace on time because they're not going to wait on you. You have to show up, you have to be on time, you have to have. And then I think I heard earlier that the marching band, when the freshmen come in, it's intimidating and they're really nervous about coming in, freshman year marching band. But I'm telling you, the leadership skills these kids develop. Luke's best friends, my son Luke's best friends, his freshman year were all seniors, and then I think his senior year, one of his best friends was a freshman or a sophomore. So and
that mentorship is
and that's something that just carries on even into your work life and adulthood and all that good stuff. And yes, everybody should be part of the Music Boosters. So I'm going to put a little plug in here.
Yeah,
if
what
that's okay.
do they have to do to become
Absolutely, you don't have to
involved?
do anything. You just have to show up. Whether it's show up
Where?
as a volunteer.
Where do I show up?
The second Tuesday of the month at 7 o'clock at the high school music room is the meetings. But even if that doesn't work for your schedule, just sign up to volunteer. Honestly, I think I would do this again because I have laughed more in the last 6-7 years than I ever deserve to, because it's just so much fun. And yes, it's just fun.
Could I share something, because then maybe I'll be quieter, because Stan challenged me. Okay.
Put that mic up to your
Well,
face so we
you
can
know how
hear
it
you,
is.
Lois.
Yeah, I brought my duct tape too, but I wrote this because then I would stay on things. So 2 things. One, we need to publicly thank 3 foundations for their generous, amazing support of music in the past 2 months. Enhance Henry County Community Foundation, the Hoagland Foundation, the Pennebaker Foundation. These folks have stepped up always in the past. There are other organizations that have been, longer ago, but without these folks continuing to support the kids of this district, it wouldn't be what it is. 2, here's my summary of Music Boosters. When I was invited in the early 2000s, I had no idea what I was getting into, but note, my kids are in music, and who knew those hours that Brian and I spent volunteering would lead to the best kind of tired, to a rewarding time of pride working beside other boosters like these 3 and many, many others, exceptional connections with music department folks, seeing faces of hundreds and hundreds of kids proudly being part of something bigger than themselves. So the parents who already help out, already, but the parents who've held back, please consider to act now to promote, sustain, and grow these programs for the benefit of your and others' kids. I'll warn you, these hours and efforts lead to your child's last performance, and it stings. It's far more deeply stinging than if you held back, but it's worth every ache. So parents, you have a skill, you have a talent. Your willingness to help doesn't have to be rocket science. You find a role, you ease in, you learn from the previous booster, and you eventually teach someone to follow you. So I don't have Stan's number in front of me, but I'd say call Stan and say, pick me because I have FOMO and I don't want to miss out anymore.
I love that. Lois, thank you so much. Wow, that was great. And I don't want to, that was fantastic, but I do have breaking news. The Mount Pleasant High School girls basketball team is in overtime, 49-49.
Woohoo!
Go
Panthers!
Yeah, well, we just got to win,
That's right, go Panthers.
I want to interject something because I'm the old guy here. I know all. Lois, you're not my age yet? Oh, no. I don't know how to say thank you enough, because as Lois was saying, there's a lot of, in today's society, it seems like, kids are raising themselves. Parents aren't as involved as they should be. So if we could, say something to the parents tonight, and not, because if they've been listening since 6 o'clock and heard these young people talk, and the instructors, their teachers, and now you as volunteer members of the group.
And your kids who are probably often doing successful things, and a lot of that's attributed to their time in the music department.
Thank you.
A parent, you only have one chance with your
yeah.
child. Take advantage of it now, because they will be gone. There will be a time when there's an empty nest, and then you'll regret that you did not try.
I wish, all of us probably wish we could do it over.
And
really.
the time is now. You can help right now.
Right
you
now.
You can call 385-8728 and make your pledge.
Yep, they better call quick. 45 minutes to raise. We are now at $28,837.16. So we need about 4,000 more.
What's going on with all these cents?
It must be the mayor, because he's the one that got the exact price of everything.
Of the uniform, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway.
Well, Well, what else with the boosters that we didn't touch on that we need
Yeah,
to make
we need
sure
to
that
talk.
listeners understand about what the Mount Pleasant Music Boosters does for the music department at the high school? Well, at the school in general.
Well, you know what? Jim said one thing. Money. The money that the boosters help out with so that every kid can participate, whether they have the money or not.
So, and what does that money go to? I mean, do you
Oh,
help with instruments?
shoes.
Do you help with?
Whatever they need.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, instruments, they will. And one thing Jim had talked to me about one time, I didn't even know, when when a kid gets sick and they have strep, that it costs to get that instrument cleaned because the kid will still have strep if he's using that instrument over and over again, and it's like $100 each time. Well, that adds up. You're talking, 150 kids in band. So
Well, you go from everything from instrument repairs, and the instruments, meaning the larger instruments. I mean, you don't have a student walk around with a tuba in
They
town.
don't buy a tuba. Yeah.
No, and so the school district, does that. Well, I know Jim is great at repairing things, but he's got things that are 30 years old, instruments that really shouldn't be probably in operation anymore. But he does because that's what he does. And through that, the school district has a budget, but the school district isn't and shouldn't try to sustain a program the magnitude that these folks have built.
Absolutely. It takes all of us.
So it takes everybody, and if it's not the community, it's not us. I mean, anything that anybody does, it's not about us, it's the kids. It should be the kids.
Absolutely.
So it's repairs, it's uniforms, it's shoes, it's anything that lets them feel professional and look professional. Because then, like you said Friday, I heard you say, they just feel better when they're performing.
I mean, I had Luke in theater, and I remember, putting on a costume or a uniform, and how it changes a student, and just their level, they just rise to that next level. And you don't know it unless you see it, and you can't tell unless you know what you're looking at. You go to see a performance, and maybe you don't realize that the uniforms are so important. But if they're not there, you would notice. And that's what I think, this is a lot of money, but this is going to be the next 20 years of the Mount Pleasant Music Department that we're helping with right now. It's exciting. Well, I don't know. I mean, what else?
Well,
do you have questions?
No, I have an update.
Go.
So, I mean, I gave the figure, but I want to give some people's names who have helped out again. And the ARPS gave $500. John, and is it Sharia? Sherla? Okay. And then Joel, my goodness, the Ryans have just keep on giving.
I can't come out here empty-handed.
Well, but every list I've looked at concerning the band, you're on, and so thank you. And Mike and Shelley Anderson, $1,000 from them. It's amazing to me how many young people, or young couples, or adults, have given that $1,000. I mean, that really is it's a big deal.
It's a program that means a lot.
Yes, it does. Shar Hendricks, $100. What's this?
57-54.
Ooh.
1 minute left in overtime.
1 minute left in overtime. Mount Pleasant is ahead, 59-57. Wow, that would be the.
57 to 54, I think is what that is. 57.
She said 57 to 59.
Oh,
I
dear.
think.
Oh,
well,
dear.
no, maybe it is. It says 57. Anyway, they're ahead. They're ahead, Katie.
Go
They're ahead.
Panthers is all we can say.
And wouldn't it be the topper of the night if we raised all the money for the music that and the girls won?
And the girls won.
Yeah, this is what we're all about. We have a couple of people that did give online. Kathleen Fry, $150. Jennifer Kroll,
And they've
$100.
had students in the programs, I know.
Yeah. And Alex, I can't.
Aiken?
Is it Aiken? Oh, yeah, okay. All right, $40. And again, we did get one more. The mayor doubled his money. Thank you, Mayor Brimhall, because Patricia Richenberger gave $626.58.
Go,
So,
Grandma.
see, that was a great idea to get that figure. So, hey, thank you, guys. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and I do
mean,
want to say that because I was in a music program and I know the time and the commitment that not only my parents had to drive me and pick me up and get me going and whatever, but also to make things happen. And so, you know, the students notice. The work is not going unnoticed, even if they're not saying thank you on a regular, which based on what I heard tonight, they are saying thank you on a regular basis. They're good kids.
And they see you in the stands. They see Paul. They see all kinds of community folks that they may not know their names, but they know they're sitting there cheering for them.
And to know that people care about you and that you
Exactly.
belong somewhere is so important.
So don't forget, it's chamber, it's symphonic, it's marching band, it's
And-
hundreds and hundreds of kids.
And the other thing too, that's the great thing about our music program. There is nobody that sits on a bench.
No.
Everybody participates. Everybody. that
Everybody's getting the
wants to.
sunburn out on the marching band
That's
field.
exactly right. Or getting wet, or yes,
Or snowed on,
or
or
whatever.
whatever the case may be.
Yes, but no, everybody participates, and that is one of the best things. If a student wants to, they are welcome.
Well, thank you guys for all you do. And to that point of all the different bands, symphonic choir, whatever, we have some music that Mr. D lined up. Let's go to the chamber choir, I think is what Griff told me we would get lined up. So take it away.
whew, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I should not have worried a thing about this, but I worried myself practically sick, and I shouldn't have even.
Those are for who? This is just for your top.
How about this tonight? Yeah, you just, no. I don't worry about it. Deb, I've known you, and well, I've known all, you know, you girls.
Let's do a booster.
Here, Adam, why don't you get in there and I'll take a photo? I can take a picture.
I sure hope we weren't on the air.
He does.
I know, I'm like, let's shut these off, shake these off.
And both.
And then what's next on the schedule?
We got some kids.
All right, we'll just get a mic.
Comes Griff.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just point to us. And this is the anonymous gift. No, it's basically John and Susie and Choice Elena Lang. So it gives us 31,337. Yeah.
And if they want to come in here, because we need to tell them, hold it up here.
Why don't, Patrice, why don't you come? Why don't you guys come too?
Okay, guys.
Because we're
holding these mics.
We're
Do
gonna
not
go
hold it
over
down
the
here
top
by this
with
cable.
this
You need to hold it
announcement,
up here, okay?
And we're gonna keep going.
So when I hand it
Because
to you,
we've got
hold it up
several
higher.
thousand more to do.
Don't hold it here because it'll wiggle
Well,
and crackle. Does that
I
make
don't
sense?
know.
Okay. And there's a mic right there. So.
Yeah, you can have the mic if you want to say something.
Okay, we'll stand with the kids here.
Yeah, we're good. There's a
You're
mic.
listening
It's hot.
to your Southeast Iowa information station,
do the
KILJ
announcement of
AM
the
and
two
FM, here on this
anonymous gifts.
fantastic
And then
Wednesday
you can
evening,
say
currently
something.
8:26 p.m.
And
here
then
at the
we'll also- we're
KILJ
still gonna
studios.
continue
And while
because
we're
we still have
continuing
a
the
lot of
Mount
people who
Pleasant
we haven't announced
Music
yet.
Radiothon here on your Southeast Iowa
badges.
information station.
Well,
We've got more interviews coming up here, and so I'm going to send it to the rest of the KILJ crew in the lounge right now.
And I do believe we're back. Exciting night.
Hi, Teresa.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I know.
You've been talking to so many people.
the
Well,
girls
and
won.
plus I've been keeping track of the ball game. So
And we won, didn't we?
yes, so
Congratulations.
yes, so we'll be doing ball games here.
Well, that's good. Well, it's about 8:30. We still have about 30 minutes or so before we said we would stop, but our phones are backed up. But we can say now officially that we are over the goal. We have a $500 anonymous gift and a $5,000 anonymous gift, and that makes it $31,337.16.
We're getting new uniforms, guys.
Yeah. Hey, it's a tribute to the two of you standing here. I guess the people who are streaming this can see you, but
It's a team effort. It's not just two people, and we appreciate that, but it is a massive team effort. It starts with our kids and then an incredible booster club and an amazing staff. I mean, we are so lucky to be able to work with the staff that we work with. So it's a team effort all the way.
And just very appreciative of just
What
the community, but the alums that have
Oh my
stepped
God.
up.
How
and
fun has it been
contributed.
to
It's
listen
been
to
like
them?
The names
Yes.
and all that. It's just, yeah.
I think it's time for a reunion.
Well, I think we've been kind of having one tonight.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a mini one, but
really
we
has-
started
yeah.
with the Reynolds, and I always forget that's Amanda Davidson Reynolds, and so one of our former trumpet players. So again, our alumni have really stepped
oh, and she
up.
kicked it off with the 1,000 at the very beginning.
Like we're going,
yes.
And now here we are.
Yes.
Yeah, and we do need to tell people listening that, if they still have in their heart that they want to give some money, we can get that trailer and maybe get some instruments repaired. So it's not just the $30,000.
Right.
If we get an extra few thousand.
We do have somewhat of a wish list.
Do you want to talk a little bit? I mean,
That's good.
What kind of things?
Well, the trailer.
The trailer.
But
certainly that.
maybe before we do that, maybe we could give the phone number out again. I think we
Yeah.
had some people questioning what the phone number
Okay.
is to call.
Yeah, we
319-385-8728.
Yep.
Perfect.
Pretty simple. Just call the
8728. KILJ. Give us a call
And we will
and make your
still
pledge.
accept phone calls. There's no
Absolutely.
question about it. Well, that's
and
the good.
also,
What?
the crew that's on the phones right now,
right.
I've been trying to give the kids credit here. The 7:30 to 9 o'clock operators are Olivia Snavely.
Actually, it was Kaylee. My apologies. That was a change.
Oh, okay.
That was
Kaylee-
Kaylee Montgomery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Montgomery, Isaac Gerald, Catherine Tanzi, and Alexis Wagner, and Meg Brickman and Kelly Crooks are the adults that are out there trying to control what's going on.
I think everybody's more just talking and partying and having fun and taking your guys' donations. Absolutely. And this has been so fun, Teresa.
It has. We've never done one like in
At the station.
and we've never had like the 6 to 9 thing that we've just kind of taken 12 hours and
Power hour.
squashed
But
it down into 3.
Yeah.
So,
And before you talk with our students, we want to do a shout out to our girls team. A lot of those kids are a part of the music department, but every last one of those young ladies is just a fabulous, fabulous kid, and we're so happy for them.
all right, so let's find out who we have here with us. Jackie Tansey, Andrew Rombuler, and Jolene Kumanivong. And I think, Andrew, you've been out here before to the station, right?
Yep. Talk about the fall play.
Fall play, all right. But Jolene and Jackie, I don't think we've...
No,
How'd you
I haven't
guys-
been on either. No.
Okay, good. So let's just go around and tell us what grade you're in and what your involvement is, what band, choir, both, what instrument you play. So why don't we just start with you, Jolene?
Yeah, so I'm Jolene Kimayavong. I'm a sophomore, and I play the tenor sax. I'm in symphonic band and in the chamber choir.
So I'm in the chamber choir, and I'm in the symphonic band where I play flute, and then in the jazz band where I play piano.
Awesome. Andrew?
I'm a senior, and like many that I've been listening tonight, I'm in a lot of things, everything I can be in. So band, choir, jazz band, show choir, I'm in the musical. It seems to be kind of a theme here. The kids that are involved tend to be as involved as they can.
All right. And I've asked the other kids this too. Why do you, and each one of you can answer this, why do you want to keep this schedule? Why do you want to be in all this? Why do you keep doing it?
Getting up at 5 a.m.
Yes, and
to go.
yes, and the practice schedules and the rehearsal. I mean, not just rehearsals, but performances and running from here to there. I know sometimes show choir and band, jazz band, will be at the same. Yeah, they overlap. It's- yeah, and we've got that rehearsal going on. So why do you want to do that?
We're all such a tight-knit group, so it feels like we're a family sometimes, and then that just drives what we do, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, I just love hanging out with everyone, and then I'm also very competitive, so I love competing with other schools, and it's just great to hang out with everyone.
Yeah, it's busy, but it's a good kind of busy. You're going back and forth, and sometimes you go from thing to thing to thing, and you have 30 minutes for supper, and then it's the next thing. 7 to 7 or 7 to 9 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. You're doing all these things, and it just goes by so fast. The day, there's only so much time in the day, and they make it so fun, and you're making a memory as you go. It's not just I'm just doing this is work. You are hanging out with your friends, like they said, and competing, and just being with people and doing what you love.
So we've had a couple of alum here who have said that what happened in music with them in Mount Pleasant High School led them to the careers they were in. Are there things that you think you can take? I don't even mean just a career in music, but what can you take with you from your high school music experience that could help you in the future?
Just knowing how to bond with people, because I bonded with Jackie through band, having also communication skills, because with all the music departments we need communication skills. And
you're going to need that no matter what you do.
So
I've learned a lot of public speaking skills from being in band and choir, and what else? I've learned so much from being in band and choir, just how to be part of a team and how to support everyone.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Working with other people is a huge one. You learn to work together, and you all come together and make this big thing. You go to a competition, and even if you don't win, it's we did this as a team. And I would also say probably time management is a huge one.
Oh, definitely.
Getting to things on time and maintaining a full class load. And it's a lot. But once you and it's not enough to be on time to things. You have to be early. You have to be there, get ready, and that. There's something to be said for learning how to do that and bringing that to a job.
I think one of the Music Booster former presidents, made a comment that in the music programs at Mount Pleasant High School, you never have to sit on the bench. That really struck me, because that is just so right. You always get to play. You always get to sing. Nobody says, okay, for this concert, only you people over here are going to get to sing. I don't know if you guys have ever thought of it that way or not.
No, I've never thought about that, because we all talk about how everybody's included, from freshman to senior and other people like that. So it's really inclusive in our music department.
Yeah, you'll really never be told no in the music department at Mount Pleasant.
They make it work. Yeah, it's when my mom was in school, she said it was band or choir. You couldn't be in both, and somehow they manage to make it so you can all be in everything.
Have you ever been a part of anything like this that we're doing tonight, this fundraising? I know you have to sell fruit, if you want to go on the trip, but as far as fundraising goes, have you ever done this kind of fundraising?
No.
No, I haven't, no.
No, and that's a skill in itself. It's kind of cool to see all the people that are involved and listen and hear like all these different alumni. You don't know until it all comes together, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this was a huge operation.
But those uniforms are going to arrive, and I don't know how the seniors feel.
Sadly, we don't get to wear them.
Yeah, But I know that the current uniforms have been like, man, but you guys have worn them the whole entire time, or you haven't had anything. I think is that concert band there. You don't wear it. You just dress up. Is that what happens?
You just wear something nice, yeah.
Concert band and concert choir and freshman choir. No, well, the concert choir and freshman choir have robes.
So this is going to be a different look, and
it's a good look on us, though.
It'd be really cool.
I'm excited to see it.
Good. So
I have an update.
Okay.
I have another update. Hey, and I cannot get over, I don't know what the number is now, how many of the students that have been on tonight, but they're just better and better and better. I mean, it's just wonderful to know, we old people worry about young people. The world is going to the devil, But if the music department has anything to say about it, it's not going to. It's going to go upward and onward. And so I say thank you for what you do, and keep up the good work. All the lessons you've learned from the Mr. and Mrs. D. If you ever have a problem or you ever think you want to do something wrong, think about them, and you'll go the right way. That's that simple. All right, well, here's a new figure, and we still don't have a drum. I can't believe we didn't have a drum for this.
We almost had bagpipes, so I think.
Oh, that's right, we did, didn't we? $37,367.16. Another $6,000 added, and there is more to come, I know. Murphy Funeral Home. These are some of the people that I talked to this afternoon, and Murphy Funeral Home, $1,000. Mark and Sherry Moeller, $100. Here's a $100 check from Woleen Farms. And we also have Wayland State Bank, an additional $250. There's so many people that have stepped up and given an additional gift, and I think that's just fantastic. Access Energy, $100. Newberry Towing, and I talked to him this afternoon. He's a great young man that does a good job towing. We always enjoy him coming to visit. $500 from them. Bev Ray, in memory of her husband. He and I sat at Kiwanis together for many, many years, and Wally would always say, well, if you'll do it, I'll do it. So there's $500 from Bev in Wally's memory. Wilson Distribution, they are wonderful people. We all know them. $500 there. Lomont Industries, and I know we have a couple of other people. I know Willie out at Hy-Vee. I talked to him today, and they're working to get some funds, and also another one. But anyway, Lomont Molding, and great hometown industry. One of our only homegrown industries, $2,500. And Danielle Wagner, $30. Kevin and Ray, Cal Litweller. I was hoping that maybe their daughter would send us a note from Dubai. But that's when I hinted, but she, different time zone. Anyway, they gave $200, and we'll say on her behalf. We had her on the Generation Gap, and what a wonderful young lady she is. Ron Klaus, everybody knows Ron, and well, he gave $250, and he didn't even tell us a joke. I wish he would have, darn it. Anyway, and Kim Jarrell, $50. So those are the latest. That's $6,030, and it brings the total right now to $37,367. And I'll go out in the room and get the latest updated because I know we have more coming.
Oh my goodness. So I think we've raised enough money for the uniforms and the trailer.
Oh yeah, we have.
Okay, so I'm going to let you guys go. And we need to, actually, we're down to wrap-up time, Paul. So we'll bring Jim and Marlene, Adam, Laura, and Colin.
Are we going to get to have the marching band on before?
Do we want to do that at the very end?
All right, yeah, we will.
That would be perfect.
All right.
So
I'll go
thank
get
you very much, you guys. Jackie Tanzi, Andrew Rombuler, and Jolene Kimani Vong, some of our students, our senior students joining us. So we'll bring our directors back, and
Thank you so much, guys.
they're going to take us home on this one. So, and we're saving up the marching band piece for the very end. Katie, do you want to jump in here too? And we'll all share mics.
Absolutely, sure. I was going to go live on Facebook, but I've lost my cell phone.
Oh, no. Well, this is mine.
Well,
it's right. Is that it right there?
Oh, that's it.
Do you want to do
Mr.
that?
D, you want to hand that to me?
Yep, there you go.
I want to tell the Facebook peeps our good news.
Okay, cool. And it is cool.
It is good
It
news.
is really cool. Actually, it's actually overwhelming.
$7,000 more. What'll that get you, Jim?
Well, as a music department, we'll have to sit down and figure that out.
Who makes that decision?
That's above my pay grade.
It's a collective decision.
It's a collective decision.
There's always that Christmas list of,
There's those things that,
Yeah.
like the alto clarinet and the didgeridoo. And the,
I could start some kids on bagpipes.
There you
know.
go.
Or you could not.
I did see our resident bagpiper out there.
I think that's something that a lot of people don't know, though, and that is, instruments wear out. And there are some instruments that we're using in the department that have been around long before we got there. And but a tuba, about $8,000.
Ooh.
Wow. The kind that the sousaphones were what, 6, 7 a piece, something like that.
6, yeah.
Things are just expensive.
And when you have a band our size,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a lot of
and it's been
instruments.
harder under COVID because you can't share.
Yes.
You can't share an
absolutely.
instrument, so it's been a lot harder.
You mean even if you give everybody their own mouthpiece?
Even if you give them their own mouth, because the spit's still inside, the water's still inside the instruments.
Yeah, it's not
So-
a pretty thing.
No.
Not a pretty
Yeah.
thing.
Certain things you don't share.
Not intentionally.
Not even on the
anyway.
radio, right?
we are live, yeah.
I'm a little overwhelmed. I mean, I knew we were going to get there, but I just think that the generosity of individuals has been overwhelming.
Well, we're not done yet. I mean, the latest that I have now is $44,047.16, and the indication that I have from Meg is that the figure is going to be close to 50.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how close, and we have some other people to mention. Alan and Julie Wagner, $1,000.
Oh wow.
Al and Melinda Husinga, $500. Jeffrey Davis, $100. And they're still calling
Still
in.
calling.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Well, it's not
And-
9 o'clock yet.
No, I know. The voice of the Mount Pleasant Panther Marching Band.
The
Who would that
golden
be?
tones, the golden
Would that be?
tones.
Would his name be Mark Kinsey?
It would be. God
And
bless him.
now I still don't know if this is his pool or his poker club or not. I called the church choir the
poker club.
Ooh, I'm in a lot of trouble with Mark. But he did give.
Those two shouldn't be.
No. Well,
Well, I mean,
but the poker club, they give all the winnings to a charity.
yes.
So
Yes, they do.
it's
Yes.
so it's
They
a.
do.
Are you involved in that?
I am partially involved in that. Yes.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The official acronym is the Mount Pleasant Charity No, Mount Pleasant League of Ordinary Gentlemen's Charity Poker Club. So, there it is.
That's pretty good,
Yeah.
yeah. What would be the initials?
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'll say it again slow. No, I won't.
It's okay. And we have what? Kayla Scepter?
Kaylee Scepter.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kaylee.
$30. And let's see, Sarah Roth. Sarah Roth.
Oh,
We know
Sarah.
Sarah Roth.
Sarah
$50.
Sarah and Laura, yep.
Yep. And, oh dear. I'm getting old and,
Oh, that's Greg Kinney.
oh.
Kinney and Sons.
What?
God
Yep.
bless him.
I know Greg. That is Greg. $1,000 from our. Whoa! And I'm sorry, Greg. Let's bring your bulldozer and just reshape my yard for me.
It's gonna be.
Tell me in the morning. That's wonderful. Michelle Roselle and $200 from Michelle because that's good. Jeff and Robin Wilhelm,
Yeah.
$250. Blint, the Blint family, for $1,000. I tell you what, Bob and Marlene Donnelly, I think we had them on once, but maybe not. But
No, we had Marilee.
oh, that's right. This is at 200. Mary Carrick, hey, so she's listening in Omaha. $100.
Oh, that's so
cool.
nice.
Yeah. And Bruce and Jane Krager.
That'd be Bryce.
Oh, Bryce. I'm sorry, Bryce.
That's all right.
Adam's parents.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks,
300.
Dad. Love you both.
Yeah, right. Send money. No. You're over that. All right? You're over the send money thing. Oh, my. And let's see. This is an anonymous donor, $1,000.
Wow.
Ooh. What? And let's see, who else? Lisa Augsburger, $100 from Lisa. Linda Albright and Chuck, $250. Greg and Lori Bolin, $200.
Oh, that's it.
What?
Yeah, no.
Did I
Yes.
pronounce?
Yep,
Okay.
you got it right.
Yep.
All right. And I think we had Terry Jarrell on it once before, but maybe not, $100.
That was Kim.
Yeah.
So we both did.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Kathy Neller, $300.
Kathy,
So that's good. And Barb Bidenstein, or Emily Bidenstead.
That would be Emily
that
Carey.
Carey.
Oh, Emily
Yeah.
Carey.
Emily
Okay.
Carey.
That's
yeah.
right, that's right.
Bidenstead,
$50 from down in Fort Madison,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Our band will look better than her band. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
She's a proud alum. It's
I
okay.
know. Tim and Jill Taylor, and we just had a nice story about them on the radio, $100 for
I
them.
miss them.
Yeah, all right. And Tammy Jarrell and Bill, another $100. So, and we have another pile, I think. So we'll see
Oh, my goodness.
what's happening. So you can chit chat with these folks while I go find out where we are.
That really is, it's overwhelming. It's just overwhelming. And
So, hey, we've got food, we've got.
all of those folks, all those names you hear have all been a part of the music department. And when I say part, just contributing in one way or another over the years.
But you know, if you think about, and we talked about on an earlier segment, how many people you thought had volunteered over the years. Really, if you look at that number, if you think about the enormity of that, you look at this number, it's the support of the community, and it's there over and over and over. And whether it's showing up to move equipment or making a phone call and donating $30, you know, it's the community is always there.
They're always there. And, you know, we've all worked in this school system for quite a while now. And I think it says something about a school system. I think it says something about a community when, you know, I always told people when they came, this is the last job you'll ever want to hold. You know, this is just a great place to live and raise your kids and to teach in this school system. And, you know, we've all been here for a while.
Yes.
You know, ask the
Some more than others.
I wasn't bringing up numbers.
Wow.
Gee.
Sorry.
But I asked the kids that were here tonight, for most of them, why do you keep doing this? Why do you come out for band and choir every year? Why do you try out for the plays and the? Why do you do that? Why do you keep up this hectic schedule? Why do you put yourself through this? And so I'll ask you guys the same question. Why do you do this?
The kids.
Yeah.
We can be at home and think, oh, I don't want to go anywhere, but the minute we're back with the kids, it's just fun. They're just fun people to be with.
You love your job.
Do.
I think we all do. Yeah.
I love my job, and
Yeah.
if you love your job, then it's just that's it. I mean, I love this tonight. I worried sick about it, but because you just never know when it's not going to happen. It scares you. I get really scared, but I do have what we're calling a semi-final. Because if anyone wishes to call in or come by tomorrow, that's fine. We're not going to stop taking donations. No. So, but we are going to use the total for tonight's fundraiser, and my news director, I'm sure, will want this for the radio tomorrow. Is $46,357.60. So,
huzzah!
Huzzah! We need to bring that back.
And we have included in that the last group a $1,000 anonymous donation. Caitlin DePriest, who's that? $100.
Good for her.
And she's in where?
She teaches in Indianapolis.
That's what I thought. Well,
Yeah,
how did she know about this?
We told her.
I bet she's listening.
But actually,
I think
she's
she
been
just wanted to
listening.
show up her siblings, quite honestly.
She's probably listening on the internet, which is wonderful.
She
and
is.
She's a sweetheart. And then we have, I think it's Margaret Edwards, yes, $25, $250 from David and Whitney Rogers. From Marilyn Bra, $25. And yeah, Marilyn, that's great. And then online, we have Jill Lee's $100, Alan and Lori, I think it's Becker, $100. Or Bucker,
Bucker,
$100.
okay.
Kate Redinger, $100. Ayla Johansson, $10. Kayla and Kyle Emerson, $100. Kara Schmidt, $50. Jeremy and Brittany Elin, $100. And then Colin and Leah McCormick, $250. So,
Did you get the online from Old Threshers mentioned?
oh, no, I didn't. I'm sorry. I needed to do that. The Old Threshers gave $1,000 online. So,
How nice.
yeah.
How nice. We are the. Yeah. Yep.
And he really, I think that helped really get that going. Yeah, GoFundMe
Well, and we're
going.
going to wear, one of the things we've been telling the kids is that these uniforms will come in the summer, and we're going to wear them for the
At Old Threshers?
Threshers Parade.
Ooh.
Probably not out on that dirt track, but we're going to wear them for the parade.
So
Need to get those new things
that's
ready.
my next question. When do we all get together again and get to really take a look at what we've accomplished?
They
here?
should, if we have to get them ordered before March 1st.
Right.
And that would put them here somewhere in the end of June, if
Okay.
we do that.
And you'll be gone.
We will be on a
Your
trip, but
trip,
we'll be
right.
back by
We'll be
then.
back
Yeah.
We'll be back, but
First week of June, right?
But
yeah.
any big extravaganza, do you think? Have you given it any thought yet?
Probably the Old Threshers Parade
Parade.
will be the unveil.
It'll be the first time they'll be worn.
Well, so that'll be a big draw for all these people from all over the United States.
And
to
all
be
these
able to-
folks that have donated to it, it should be really cool to see for the first time. I'm excited to see it.
Well, it's hard to know what to say to finalize this thing. I mean, we're actually a little early, and that's amazing. I said we were going to stay till we got the money.
Like tomorrow morning, really early.
Yeah, that's
Tomorrow
right.
morning could
so,
come really
so
early.
you are
Right.
going to get home a little early to get ready to go tomorrow. But
I haven't checked the weather forecast. Jim, have you been checking?
I have not.
No, it's going to be fine. I'm an old sportscaster. I'm an old weatherman. You look outside and it's fine.
Well,
We're
I
really
want to say
appreciative.
thank you
Yes.
to you people out here at KILJ, because you guys have done an incredible job and have made it very easy for all of us and the students and everybody to just come in and do this, but we appreciate the support you constantly give us and the entire school district. So
Well-
thank you, thank you, thank you.
And from my standpoint, I'm trying to do the same thing that you are, particularly with Katie. I mean, Lisa or Teresa and I can't go on forever. We have to have the young people take over. We call them young brains, and it's wonderful to have them. So
You better stay on air. I feel like we have
Why?
a special announcement coming.
you're kidding.
I don't know. I just was told, don't go off air. Don't go off air.
Oh, all right.
Well, and you bring up a great point, and that is, as we, for Marley and I, we're getting closer to, the end of
Yeah.
our career, and, we didn't want to leave that on someone's shoulders to have to raise
All right. Well,
that
I
amount of
need you
money.
to talk. Go ahead. Sorry, we
We-
interrupted
no,
the main
not at all.
man.
That's fine. You go
I
ahead.
don't want to interrupt anyone.
You
I
go
just
right
wanted
ahead.
to go off the air because we
No.
have some more exciting news because it hasn't ended yet.
All right.
Well, and this is a lady we haven't had on the
Amen.
radio yet.
That's
and,
right.
And she,
Meg.
I mean,
Meg.
she is an organizer. The first time I saw you get emotional was was at Iowa Wesleyan University, and I thought you were a steel lady, but no, you're not here.
I am seriously not a steel lady, but that was
a
True test.
Well, that was a wonderful, wonderful thing, and
It was.
it was a lot more money, but we had a lot bigger reason
Yeah,
than that.
yeah.
But this to me, I'm just as satisfied, if not more satisfied, with tonight.
I would
In 3
absolutely agree. In
hours.
3 hours, what we've accomplished here is absolutely amazing because I have big news.
All right, what is it?
We have gone over $50,000. We just had a very, very generous gift from Dave and Carmen Heaton, and their family. So they gave a $5,000 gift to us. And as we're going, we had another Abby and Luke Ryan, 2 young graduates. They gave a $50 gift. God bless them for calling in. Tony Denning gave another $500 gift, Tony and Kendra. And our good friends James and Kelly Crooks, on behalf of their daughter Jordan, they gave a $250 gift. So I didn't want the night to end without going over 50 because that's what you told me that it needed to. So congratulations.
I have to say something about Dave Heaton because he's been a friend of mine since most of the time we've been in Mount Pleasant. I didn't even call him today, and
Look at that.
I know I love it.
I love it too. Yeah,
So
amazing.
We
And all
can
he's
say
done,
what? Go ahead.
both of them, all what they've done.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we all miss the Iris so much we
Yes.
can hardly stand it.
So
All right. Well, what do you want to say, Meg? You did this.
I don't want to say anything besides thank you because there's nothing left to be said.
right.
Thank you. This community has shown up over and over and over, and this is where I get emotional because I'm not from here. I'm a newbie. I haven't been here my life, and I feel like this community has given and given and given. Every time people ask, they give, and I just feel so honored to be part of it.
Well, that's, and these people have to go to a jazz contest tomorrow.
I know.
And you have to have Founders Day.
We have Founders Day, yeah.
So
What a
you have
great
big
way
day
to celebrate tomorrow. So, but
Yeah.
we're happy to celebrate today. I don't. There wasn't champagne, but I suppose with the high school event we can't do that. But another time.
But there's
Fruit cup, thank God. Yes, thank God. We have Debbie's fruit cups.
Oh, well, I think that's it, don't you?
I think we're gonna finish out
Katie,
with the.
you have any final?
Well, I mean,
want
it's
the
just
young-
it's been so fun being all over the place tonight. I really feel like I've gotten an inside scoop into how the magic happens, and all these parents and students that have just stuck around because they wanted to know when we would hit this goal. They wanted to be here to celebrate together, and that's pretty special. So I just want to say it's been fun looking behind. Nobody can see what's happening behind the live stream and back over there, but it has been such a fun night. And so thank you, Mr. and Mrs. D, and everybody else in this music department, Adam Krieger, Laura Westfall, for all that you guys do for Mount Pleasant Music. Thank you so much. And listeners, thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks to the
absolutely.
community.
Absolutely.
I
Thank
mean,
you
the
so
phone
much.
did not stop ringing. It really didn't. So,
Well, I think we're going to give it back to the control studio because we do have the high school marching band.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
round
right,
us out.
and we have to thank him, too.
Griffin Humphreys, yep.
He's a Winfield guy. Can you imagine a Winfield guy did a top-notch job? I mean, he always does.
You know
We are
what?
so lucky to have him.
He had Courtney up at Winfield
Oh, really?
when she was up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a little bit of a
Little
a tie there.
connection.
He's got a Mount Pleasant music connection.
There you go.
All right, well, the final word is thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much.
Everybody.
Oh, yeah, an absolutely wonderful night we had here at KILJ. Once again, you're listening to KILJ AM and FM. We had over $52,157 raised and 166%